For 96 years, Autumn Friday nights in the city with a heart have met a pilgrimage to Rice Field. And tonight, a divided community unites for one reason and one reason only. They want to see their school win the Mangy Lion on the 46th game of the week. And how you doing, everybody? Alongside my Hall of Fame partner, Bo Hunt, it's Chuck Freebie. Bob Nagel, a little under the weather tonight. We hope he'll be with us very, very soon. Meanwhile, Bo, this is a very unusual game. These two schools have met since 1972, but tonight is the last time they know they'll meet in the regular season in football. They'll consolidate next year. You played in a pretty good rivalry between Bremen and Jimtown. Imagine somebody telling you, you're never playing them again, and by the way, you're going to be in school with them next week.
I couldn't imagine and couldn't fathom what that's going to be like and what these kids have been going through. And they've known about this for a few years now, so they've been able to prepare a little bit. But this is going to be the last one. Fans on both sides, they are lined up tonight on both sides. They're packing it in here. They're expecting close to a sellout crowd. It's one of those things you can't fathom until you're here. If you're not here, you better get here.
I'll tell you what, if you come here, you're going to see a pretty good football game because the Memorial Crimson Chargers, I thought from the beginning of last year to the end, were one of the most improved teams in the area. And guess what? They've got everybody in the starting lineup back.
They definitely do, and it starts with Tyler Lehner at quarterback. He's one of the premier quarterbacks in the area. Derek Woods Jr., a great running back as well. But when I look at this team, I look at last year, just as you said, towards the end of the season, they were throwing up points on offense and got so much better and got that confidence. And I know Scott Shaw talked about that confidence as well with you.
Well, it's made practice a lot better, teaching a lot better because they've at least heard what we're telling them before, and their confidence is a lot higher than it was last year at this time. So I really like where we're at as far as before game and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, but I like where we're at, and I like my team, and I like the kids' attitude so far.
All that said, there's been a lot of talk about Elkhart Central in the offseason too. A lot of it from D1 coaches because they've got a running back and a defensive end that a lot of colleges want to have. But Josh Shattuck really believes all around at all 22 positions, this is as good a team he's had in the 3 years here.
Yeah, you're going to hear a lot in the media and with us as well tonight and throughout the season about Mark Brownlee. He's one of the premier running backs in the area. I've seen him up close and personal. He is the real deal. But it takes a team to win a lot of games and win a championship. Last year they were 6-6. They had 4 games at 3 points or less. It takes all guys on the offensive line, all guys on the defensive line as well, to come together as a team. One guy can't do it. Memorial's going to load the box. And I tell you what, Josh Shattuck knows that as well.
Well, and he knows that this atmosphere tonight is incomparable with any he's ever coached in.
Yeah, the thing is I try to take a step back from my coaching position and think about what it's like for the kids to be able to play in this environment. And you look around historic Rice Field, the tradition that this rivalry has, and looking internally at the history of Elkhart Central football and Coach Kurth and the field house and just all of those things kind of culminate into one awesome event. God bless us with this weather, and just awesome for the kids, the student athletes, and the community.
Legends like Kurth and Teagarden have coached in it. Legends like Schnell and Link have played in it. And now there's one more battle to see who gets the Mangy Lion. We talk about it a little bit more with the Jordan Automotive Keys to Win next on the 46th game of the week.
This is the WHME TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week. Brought to you by South Bend Orthopedics, Teachers Credit Union, Bill's Heating, Jordan Automotive Group, IU South Bend, Electrical Workers Local 153, Crown Trophy, Imagineering Finishing Technologies, and the IHSAA.
This edition of the TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by the Jordan Automotive Group. Simple, easy, stress-free. Certainly not the case here at Rice Field tonight as the Blue Blazers come out of the Tom Kurth Fieldhouse getting ready to take on Elkhart Memorial in this 48th battle for the Mangy Lion. Welcome everybody to the Rush Corps pregame show as we get you ready for kickoff. Let's take a look now at our keys to win, brought to you by the aforementioned Jordan Automotive Group. As the Blue Blazers come running through the tunnel, we'll first start talking about the Elkhart Memorial Crimson Chargers. They're led by a 3-year starter at quarterback in Tyler Lehner. Lehner, the 6'1", 200-pound senior, completed 50% of his passes last year for 1,216 yards and 7 touchdowns, but he looked more mobile in the scrimmage against St. Joe. And he'll get some help on offense from the leading returning rusher, Derek Woods Jr. 784 yards rushing last year, over 5 yards a carry. He found pay dirt 16 times, had big games receiving in the sectional against Concord and running against Plymouth. The keys to win for Scott Shaw and the Crimson Chargers.
Well, the keys to win tonight for Scott Shaw's team, simply put, no turnovers. They can't afford any turnovers, whether it's in the red zone, whether it's midfield. They cannot afford any turnovers. Win the field position battle. They need to make sure when they have drives that they're not having turnovers and they're punting the ball away, getting it deep in the zone. And don't let the red zone be a dead zone, meaning when they get down there, they have to capitalize. They have to put any points they can on the board, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown, preferably a touchdown for them. But don't let the red zone be a dead zone.
We mentioned in the open, the Elkhart Central Blue Blazers have 2 Division I prospects. One of them is going to Ball State. He's the running back, Mark Brownlee, 6 feet, 215 pounds, and a senior. He can run by you or bowl you over. Last year, he ran for 1,547 yards and 15 touchdowns. And then on defense, they like the looks, do the college scouts, of a young man by the name of Rodney McGraw, 6'6", 235, and a junior. He's got offers from Boston College and Big Ten schools. He had 4 sacks last year, but he really projects high, and we're already showing you the keys to win for the Blue Blazers.
Yeah, the keys to win tonight for Josh Shoddick's team: manage the emotions. This is just a big game, huge game. Last time these 2 teams will be playing, manage those emotions on the field. Win the turnover battle. They know they're going to have maybe 1 or 2 turnovers, but they have to manage them. They have to win it and establish the run game. Mark Brownlee, he's the guy they're going to be focused on. They have to be able to establish the running game. Even though Memorial's probably going to put 8 guys in the box, they have to manage that game.
The signal we were given from the coin toss by Jeff Dunham is that Central deferred and Memorial chose to kick. That would be a little surprising if that were the case. We'll see how they line up here as we take a look at the series history of this one. It goes all the way back to the fall of 1972 when the schools first split. Elkhart Central leads it by a count of 27-20. They won last year in convincing fashion at Charger Field, 38-7.
Yeah, they definitely did. We look back at that game, and Central really, it was back and forth early, and then Central tried to get it. They got a couple turnovers, and that's where it really turned in the game.
The weather tonight, the Elkhart Chamber of Commerce would like to tell you every day in the city with a heart is just like this. 73 degrees, the gentleness of the Elkhart River right nearby, a zephyr out of the northeast at 9, and not a chance of any rain tonight. As you look at the throng across the way in crimson and gold.
I think one of the biggest turnouts we've seen here ever that we've done a game. You can see them throwing the confetti, throwing the chalk up in the air, all the different colors from Memorial. I don't remember a night this nice on opening night in the 14 years I've been doing this with you, partner. It's such a beautiful night out here. Low 70s degrees. Love it as a football player.
The talcum powder and the confetti have exploded here at Elkhart's Rice Field, and indeed the wrong sign was given by the officials. Elkhart Central will kick off, and Elkhart Memorial will send Tyron Mason and Derek Woods Jr. back deep. The Blue Blazers have a pretty solid kicking game this year. They really like the young man that's teeing it up at the 40, Brian Ramirez. He's one of the top soccer players in the area, and they feel he gives them good range not only on kickoffs, but on extra points. So you take a look at Mason and Woods back deep as we get ready for season 30 of high school football on TV 46. We thank you for watching the Rushcore pregame show. The Vine sponsors our Facebook live stream. Brian Ramirez is ready to put toe to leather. The kickoff sponsored by the Blue Gate Theater. Ramirez waits for the signal from the official. The officials counting the players on the field. The whistle blows. And the 2019 high school football season is underway as toe meets leather. Ramirez drives Woods back to the 2. Derek Woods Jr. smashed down at the 15 on a big hit by Kenneth Dennis.
Well, what a great hit there. It looked like the turf kind of got him a little there. Got the turf monster came up, got a little trip. You can see a nice replay of it. Sponsored by South Bend Orthopedics.
The SBO replay, and you're right, Woods was stumbling, which made the hit look a little more severe than it actually was. So the Memorial Crimson Chargers take over with Tyler Lehner at quarterback. We'll set the starting lineup for the Chargers here in a moment. Good speed in the backfield with Derek Woods Jr. And they'll operate out of the shotgun. Lehner with a blitzer coming, and Woods is tripped up by the blitzing linebacker Will Branch as he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Let's meet the Crimson Charger starters, sponsored by the Memorial High School Athletic Department. Lehner, a 3-year starter at quarterback. We told you about Woods, but Ivan Soen is a weapon back there as well. Mason, the leading receiver. Every one of those Crimson Chargers starting offensive linemen started a year ago as well. In fact, 4 of them are 3-year starters. Lehner to throw, finds Fennell for a pickup of about 4 on the play. Damian Fennell with his first grab of the night, and the Crimson Chargers are looking at 3rd and 6. The Blue Blazers defensively, veteran crew back, Holman an all-conference defensive tackle, Will Branch, a newcomer at linebacker. I really like Drew Stymack in the middle. Juan Carlos Romo, a transfer from Memorial, gets the start at cornerback tonight. Let's see if they attack him here on 3rd and 6.
Lehner with a great job of picking up that first pass completion. That's always nice to get that completion on that first play, that first pass. Get a little confidence here. It looks like Memorial's going to call their first timeout of the game here early.
Timeout sponsored by Southwind Flooring. We'll keep it here with 10:54 to go in the first.
For the finest dining, look no further than the Bristol Street Cafe, located at 500 West Bristol Street in Elkhart, serving an outstanding breakfast and daily lunch specials until 2 p.m. Bristol Street Cafe will satisfy your entire family's appetite. Bristol Street Cafe is a proud sponsor of Elkhart Athletics.
For both of these programs, winning seasons have been tough to come by. The struggle is real in the city with a heart. In fact, each school has only had 1 winning season in this decade. You have to go all the way back to 2010 and the Kevin Downey era for Elkhart Memorial. For Elkhart Central, it happened in 2012. So it's been a while, but both programs very optimistic going into the final year at their schools.
Yeah, I think both teams, both coaches talk about the success they can really have. And we look out here and we look at the eye test. Both these teams pass the eye test with the size and the speed and the athletic ability that both these teams have.
Lehner on 3rd and 6 with time, fires a little high. It's caught by Tyron Mason, but he's short of the first down as he's brought down at the 24-yard line. Decision time for Scott Shaw, looking at a 4th and 1.
Well, here's where we talk about field position, and are you going to maintain, are you going to go for it here and give Central great field position. It looks like they're going to line up. Maybe do a pooch punt if they can as well. But Lehner lining up his quarterback like they're going to go for it.
Lehner, a very good athlete, is capable of the pooch punt if necessary. But he's going to hand it off. And they get the first down with Derek Woods Jr. and a whole lot more. He is off to the races. That is a 71-yard Crimson Charger touchdown. 76 yards, no flags.
Wow, what a turn of plays. A chance for Central to have great field position, and Woods bust through that line. When you're playing up like that, basically a goal line defense that late, you can see here on the SBO replay, he busted outside and there's nobody there.
Derek Woods with sprinter speed. He was part of a 4x100 team that won the regional last year, and you could see why there. Christian Santiago is on to try the extra point out of the hold of Tyler Lehner. The touchdown sponsored by 4T Door. The extra point by the Blue Gate Theater. The kick is up, and it is good. And the Blazers may wear the lightning bolts, but it's the Crimson Chargers who provide the first one of the night. Derek Woods, 76 yards run, will get the Crimson Chargers on top 7-0 on 46. And this edition of the TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week is being brought to you by Teachers Credit Union. Grow your future. Visit tcunet.com.
The owners and staff of the Vine would like to wish the teams in tonight's game the very best. The Vine is your frequent destination for a casual lunch or a special dinner occasion. Located in downtown Elkhart, we'd like to thank the Vine for feeding our crew tonight. They did a great job, especially by Chef Cappy.
Oh, Chef Cappy had a great Reuben sent over tonight. And I'll tell you what, you people watching on the Facebook stream, and there seem to be a lot of you right now, we thank the Vine because they're the sponsor of that Facebook stream tonight. Santiago will kick it off for the Crimson Chargers, leading 7-0. A little pooch spinning kick that the Blazers drop. Did they get back on it at the 32? Memorial waving a little bit like they might have the football, but it is Central football at the 32-yard line.
What a great call by Scott Shaw. It's one of those things where you look at, and if he doesn't get it, then that whole momentum changes and the crowd turns in that situation.
But we mentioned 5 starters along the offensive line, 4 of them that are 3-year starters. If you're ever going to go for it in that situation, that's the time.
Yeah, and this is a game. It's early in the season, and so some of these defenses haven't seen that look. They're not under that pressure. They don't know what to expect in that situation. A lot of times this first game of the year, offenses might be a little bit ahead of the defense on speed-wise.
You took a look at Isaiah Chandler. He is the Elkhart Central quarterback. Started last year, threw for 1,400 yards and 7 touchdowns. And he too lines up in the shotgun with Mark Brownlee to his right. And it's Chandler throwing out into the flat to Dominic Davis. Davis carries the ball to the 36 and pick up a 4 on the play before Clayton Lundy brings him down. And let's meet the Elkhart Central starting offense. We told you about Chandler and Brownlee. Dominic Davis had 57 carries and 12 catches last year. They really like Mars Williams on the outside as well. And that offensive line, the Blazers, just like the Chargers, bring back the whole kit and caboodle along the front. In fact, they even took Bobby Kiefer, made him a tight end. He was a guard last year. 2nd and 5. Mark Brownlee up the middle. That's usually good results. This time it only gets about 3 yards on the carry. He's brought down by the Crimson Charger defense led by Kyle Osborne. Let's meet that defense brought to you by the Memorial High School Athletic Department, where they've got some big defensive tackles in Dillon and Holmes. Clayton Lundy's a 3-year starter, and he's only a junior. Darjon Lewis had a couple of interceptions in the scrimmage last week, and oh my, do they have some speed in that secondary.
They definitely do. That's one of the things that they really like about this defense is their secondary has speed, so they feel that they're going to be able to contain a lot of things and not let people get to the outside, especially a runner like Brownlee.
So it is 3rd and 2. Brownlee takes the handoff, and he's bottled up in the backfield, and down he goes. Clayton Lundy with another stop for the Crimson Chargers, and it's punting time for the Blue Blazers.
Oh, what a great job by Lundy, coming from the backside, clear across. He came on, looked like almost like a corner blitz coming on the outside. Drug Brownlee down from the backside.
So the Blazers will have to punt. All new specialists for Central this year after the graduation of Brian Mullins, who's now at the University of Indianapolis. Brian Ramirez, who did the kickoff, will also do the punting. The line is scrimmage to the 37. Line drive kick taken back at the 26. Dylan Ross on the return for Elkhart Memorial brings it up to the 40-yard line. Nice return by the Crimson Chargers. They have good field position with a 7-0 lead.
Pulse Gas Station goes beyond expectations and meeting lifestyle choices of the Elkhart community. Other gas stations try to be simply good or reliable. Pulse goes above and beyond to ensure awesome products and awesome service. The entire Pulse culture is based around the concept of delivering awesome. Pulse Gas Station on County Road 6 and Cassopolis Street in Elkhart.
So the Crimson Chargers take over with exactly 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. Leading 7-0 as you take a look at quarterback Tyler Lehner. The 3-year starter lining up in the shotgun. And whistles blown and flags thrown, which will give us a chance to meet our local officiating crew. They are from the St. Joe Valley Officials Association. Jeff Dunham is our referee tonight. He's joined by Elkhart's Tim Corp, Pete Listinsky, Gary Roberts, and Joe Schrader. Saw them at the Adams-John Glenn scrimmage last week, and they were fired up to have this game. Players like playing in front of big crowds. Officials don't mind officiating in front of big crowds either.
Yeah, they definitely do. It helps them be on their game and be really into it, and they really enjoy being in this, and what a great crew to have for this game as well.
On 1st and 5, it's Derek Woods Jr. in the backfield, and he's bottled up for a loss of 3. The Blazers really getting good penetration that time. Jonathan Decker roars in from his defensive spot, and he had help from Vinny Ambrose.
What a great job by that front 3 there for Central, really getting in and really stopping that on that veteran line by Memorial.
It's 2nd and 8, loss of 3 on the play for Woods. He now lines up in the slot. As you take a look at Scott Shaw in his 5th year at the helm of Elkhart Memorial. Lehner keeps it himself on the option. This is something he didn't do much last year, but he was effective doing that last week against St. Joe, and he picks up 5 yards on the carry.
Well, that was a great read by him there. He really held it in the running back's stomach for as long as he could, and then he made the linebacker make the adjustment, go towards the running back, and he was able to take it out and pick up a huge 2nd down there and get it to 3rd manageable.
3rd and 3. Ivan Sohn, the lone back behind Lehner. They put Fennell in motion, but it's Sohn up the middle, and he got dragged down at the line of scrimmage. What a big tackle by Jonathan Decker. He looked like he was going after a steer at the rodeo.
Definitely had some big hits already. It's still 6.5 minutes to go in the 1st quarter, and our 2nd big hit of the game. What a great wrap up there and just throwing him to the ground.
Ivan Sohn's only 5'5". He'd better get by you because he's not going to break a whole lot of tackles, especially out of the beefy arms of Decker. 4th down and a punting situation for the Crimson Chargers. Graham Eli lines up to do the boot.
Memorial lining up with that spread punt formation.
Eli hangs it high but short. Vinny Ambrose makes the fair catch up at the 23-yard line. So the Blazers will get their 2nd possession of the night with 6:02 to go in the 1st.
Wouldn't it be great to work for a company where their employees are the most valuable asset? Well, now's your chance because Rush Corps is hiring. They have production positions available in a team-driven environment with excellent benefits that include medical, dental, and 401k. Working for this steadily growing company isn't just a job, it's a career. To learn more about joining the Rush Corps family, visit reschcor.com.
The Blue Blazers threw it once, ran it twice on their 1st possession, went 3 and out. We'll see what Josh Shattuck's offense can do here. Shattuck running his team from the spread. Again, Isaiah Chandler, the quarterback. Chandler looks left, throws. Mars Williams with the catch, and he's elusive. Williams up to the 46-yard line. That's a Blue Blazer 1st down, brought to us by Cheryl Knoblet with Health Markets.
That's exactly what Central needed there. Get a little bit of momentum, get a little bit of some yardage gain on that 1st play. Now it's able to maybe open up a little bit of stuff for Brownlee as well.
It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. Mars Williams we saw play very well against Elkhart Memorial on the basketball court last year. It's Chandler over the middle. It's Williams again. And he's got the 1st down up to the 36-yard line. He was able to beat LaShawn Brown and get the 1st down, sponsored by Cheryl Knoblet of Health Markets.
What a great job. Nice little slant there. You can see a great SBO replay of it. Comes across, hangs on to it, picks up some more big yardage. Chunk by chunk is the way Central likes to do it.
Chandler 3 for 3 for 47 yards so far. 1st and 10 from the Elkhart Memorial 35. Davis in motion, but Chandler wants to throw again. He's got time. He's got his man, and Brownlee dropped the football. They ran the wheel out for the back out of the backfield. He only had 2 catches last year. If he hung on to that one, we'd have a tie game.
Yeah, they ran that slant across the middle again. Here you can see a great SBO replay right in Brownlee's hand. Looks like he might have taken his eye off it last second. Just right through his hands. Try to catch it off the chest.
So 2nd and 10. Mark Brownlee will learn how to do that. If he doesn't do it before he gets to Ball State, he'll certainly have to learn it in college.
Yeah, definitely. That's probably one of the biggest things that he needs to work on, as we just saw, is those hands. You have to do it at the college level to be able to catch that ball.
Play clock went to 1. They just hand it to Brownlee this time, and that works pretty well. He gets up to the 28-yard line, pickup of 7 on the play for the Blue Blazer running back, who is getting awfully close to the 3,000 mark for his career.
Yeah, one of the top 3 running backs in the Elkhart County area. Just a great job and great running back as well.
Third down 2.
There are only 2 running backs in this century that have rushed for 3,000 yards in Elkhart. David Lincoln, Joe Phillips. Mark Brownlee came into the night with 29.84. He's got 8 yards on 3 carries. Chandler over the middle, and his man was well covered. I'm sure every receiver, including Bo Hunt, wants a flag thrown because they feel like Devin Brink was interfered with, but Nathan Sabbas had pretty good coverage.
Yeah, that was pretty good coverage. Definitely Chandler and a few other, especially Coach Shattuck, looking for a little bit of a flag there. Looked like he did cover him up a little early, but great defense being there.
Blazers have a pretty good kicker in Brian Ramirez, but they are going to go for it here on 4th and 3, or at least line up like they're going to. Play clock under 10.
And then when you got somebody like Brownlee in the backfield, and then Chandler, I mean, maybe Brownlee fakes it to him.
Well, they try to go behind Brownlee, and Brownlee could not get the first down. Great penetration by Clayton Lundy, the linebacker, and the 3-year starter knifes in and makes the stop to thwart the Blazers.
You saw that again. Memorial is really coming from the edge. You can see a great replay here, coming around from the edge and really getting that and taking them down.
So the Chargers hold on downs and take over at their own 28 with 4:29 to go in the first quarter.
Our thanks to the team from St. Andrews Products for making our crew look good. They can do the same for your school or corporation. Call 800-628-9922 or our email at sales@stand. REWSCORP.
St. Andrews Corp.
Oh, St. Andrews Corp. Yeah, .com. I didn't read that earlier. So I was reading the stand. So it's standrewscorp.com. Your expectations become our standards, and our answer is always yes. Now, what is the question?
Well, there's no question being asked about Roderick Ballard. The Blue Blazer linebacker has shown during fall camp, and he comes in and hits Ivan Sowen for a loss of 5 right here.
Big thanks out to St. Andrews again for a lot of products and a lot of stuff that they're supplying to our crew.
Oh, man, I saw that stuff. It just arrived at the station today.
Yep.
It looks very, very nice. 2nd down and 14. Out of the shotgun, it's Derek Woods Jr. off the right side, and Woods gets back to the original line of scrimmage for a pickup of 4. It's Woods who has the only touchdown in the game right now. He went 76 yards on a 4th and 1 play on Memorial's first possession. Since then, the Blazer defense has done the junior walk in the All-Stars and tightened it.
Yeah, I think we saw a little bit of this last year as well. First quarter, it was kind of back and forth until one team finally took it. That was Central last year. Maybe it's Memorial this year.
3rd and 10 for Lehner with 4 receivers off to his left. And Lehner rolls left, he throws left, and it is complete to Junior. No, incomplete. They say Junior Estrada could not hold on. Ball hit the ground. Would have been a first down if he did, but instead the Chargers are going to have to kick it away.
Yeah, it looked like that one just barely hit the ground. He tried to trap it against the ground, bring up a long 4th down here where Memorial will definitely punt it away.
So 4th down, Graham Eli hit a short but high hanging punt the last time. We'll see what he's able to do here. The dangerous Vinny Ambrose stands back at his 35-yard line. Do you like this spread formation for punts?
I don't know. It's one of those things where I feel it's more of an easier way to block a punt if you're going to come after it, and how many teams are actually going to run a fake out of it. Well, I mean, the Colts like to, you know. Of course, they don't pick up any yards in that situation.
Yeah, that was a problem that night. Eli's punt is fielded at the 39-yard line on the fair catch. Exactly 3 minutes to go, first quarter. And the Blue Blazers will get their 3rd possession of the quarter, but they haven't done anything with it yet.
Imagineering Finishing Technologies is celebrating 60 years as the industry knowledge source for metal finishing solutions. This worldwide company sets the standard for plating, coating, testing, and consulting services. 60 years of serving the automotive, medical, aerospace industry, as well as the military and defense. Reach us at iftworldwide.com. Like the teams in tonight's game, we're working towards a great finish.
Again, it's Mark Brownlee on the carry, and Mark Brownlee gets all the way to the Charger 40. Dylan Ross was the one who finally dragged him down and saved the touchdown. A 21-yard pickup for the Blue Blazer running back. And this will put him over 3,000 for his career.
And they're going to the hurry-up offense. They feel they got him in a situation, giving it right back to Brownlee.
And Brownlee dances his way to the 38. He picked up a first down sponsored by Cheryl Noblet and Health Markets. Pickup of about 3 on that carry. 6 carries, 33 yards so far for the senior running back Mark Brownlee, who played the first 2 years of his career at Elkhart Memorial. And while the Chargers have said all the nice things and the plaudits, you know there's nobody they'd rather hit out here tonight.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's one of those things where you went to school for him for 2 years, and now he's playing on the other side. It's the biggest game that you've ever played in, and they're definitely going to go at him.
Bobby Kiefer, the tight end, went in motion, but Darjon Lewis brought the lumber to Dominic Davis, and it's a loss of 4.
Oh, what a great job of coming up on the corner there, reading it perfectly. Great form tackle. Kids at home, watch this coming in. See his head's up to the side, coming right through him.
Lewis had a big scrimmage last week against St. Joe with a pair of interceptions and is a valued member of Kyle Sears' boys basketball team as well. 3rd and 12. Blazers have won the field position battle, but they haven't been able to do anything with it thanks to the stingy Charger defense. Chandler under pressure finds Davis in the flat. The screen set up, and Davis takes it down to the 31. He's just short of the first down, it appears.
Yeah, that's a great screen set up there. You can see the rush really coming up, able to dump it off and have a nice run.
Isaiah Chandler, 5 out of 6 so far for 53 yards. But the Blazers failed on a 4th and 3 moments ago. Now they're looking at a 4th and 1.
Definitely looks like they're going to go for it.
They're going to go double tights here. And they're probably just giving it to Brownlee, don't you think?
You have to on this. A yard and a half, he's going to pick it up. There he's gone for a touchdown.
Gone. Mark Brownlee, tie game. You get the defense stretched like a piece of saran wrap and you stick your toothpick right on through there. And that's what Brownlee is, a big old 6 foot, 215-pound toothpick who scores the touchdown sponsored by Ford Theodore.
2 touchdowns tonight, 1 on each team, both of them coming on a 4th down play.
Quite the drive for the Blue Blazers as they march 61 yards. Elijah Harris, who was perfect on the JV last year, comes on to try the extra point. It is up, it is good. 40 seconds left in the first, and we're knotted at 7. Take another look, thanks to South Bend Orthopedics. What a pull-out block by Bobby Kiefer. Jonathan Decker was looking for somebody to block. There wasn't anybody left.
Yeah, he got through that hole, and you saw Dylan Ross come up, trying to make that, but with Brownlee's speed, he couldn't get the proper angle, and Brownlee was through that hole, and he wasn't touching him. The Elkhart Memorial Administration would like to wish all of our fall sports good luck this season. Though the era of Memorial athletics will come to an end this season, the proud tradition of success and competitive greatness will live on, highlighted by Memorial's 257 team championships in conference, sectional, regional, and semi-state, 2 state runner-up finishes in volleyball, and 1 state championship in unified track. In addition, we have had 19 individual state champions and 1 IHSAA Mental Attitude Award winner. Go Chargers!
First quarter tonight brought to us by our friends at the Bristol Street Cafe. This kickoff brought to you by our friends at the Blue Gate Theater. Ryan Ramirez about to put the foot to it. As the long shadows crossed across Rice Field. Ramirez, high spinner, goes into the end zone. That's an automatic touchback in high school football. Scott Hagedorn, the kicking coach for Elkhart Central, celebrating down on the sidelines. His man got the job done there.
It's always a great thing when your kicker can get it in the end zone in high school, because you never know with the special teams. A lot of times the special teams or guys that don't play a whole lot, it's your starters' time to get a little bit of a rest before they go back out on the field.
So Ramirez gets all the glad hands from his teammates who say, "Aren't you on the soccer team?" When you come to practice?
Exactly. You see that a lot in high schools nowadays. Yeah. A lot of the kickers are coming over from the soccer program, and they only come over for game nights and get their kicking in it that way.
So 7-7 ball game, and now the officials blowing the whistle. And a timeout called by Elkhart Central because there was a little confusion. I think the Blazers tried to line up with 10, which is not optimal. The timeout sponsored by Southwind Flooring.
Thor Industries is excited to see the school spirit displayed by Central and Memorial in tonight's Mangy Lion game. That school spirit under the Friday night lights extends to our Thor team. Build a great future right here in Elkhart with one of Thor's excellent career opportunities. Go to thorindustries.com to get started right now.
Next Friday night, we bring you a doubleheader on TV 46. Thursday, we'll go into Michigan and record the opener for the state champion Edwardsburg Eddies as they take on the Dowagiac Chieftains. We'll show Friday night at 8 and Saturday morning at 11:30. At our normal time, we'll have Indiana High School football. Bishop Chittard comes up from Indianapolis to take on the 6th-ranked Northwood Panthers. What will Nate Andrews have in store for them? We'll find out Friday night 11, Saturday morning at 9 on your home for high school sports, TV 46. 1st and 10 from the 20 for Memorial. Lehner on play action, tried to go to Damian Fennell, and he's well covered by Mars Williams.
Yeah, it looked like another drop pass for Memorial on that play. Second one, they had one last series as well, and it's a ball that has to be caught. It's on that play. It's just a quick slant. Got to be able to hold on to that ball.
They only took a couple of seconds off the clock. Not that the wind is much of a factor tonight, but coming out of the northeast, they're going into it a little bit. 2nd and 10. Lehner was able to draw the Blazers offside. The question is, did he have some help from his offensive line?
Not sure if he came all the way across, and looked like 63 on the left side there did come up a little bit.
Yeah, they called it against Elkhart Memorial.
Yep.
So that will be 5 yards against the Chargers. That is their first penalty of the night. Watch here on the corner. The flinch right there by the tackle, Jerry Thiel. Much rather talk about those offensive linemen when they're throwing blocks.
Yeah, blowing somebody up, opening up a big hole for their running backs.
They did that earlier tonight for Derek Woods Jr., who took it the distance. 2nd and 15. Lehner rolls right, throws, and has his man Zach Rome, the tight end. Rome brought down by Drew Stymack after he picked up maybe a couple of yards on the play.
What a great job by the Central defense. Other than the big 4th down touchdown, they've really stymied this Memorial offense.
Well, and the passing game for Memorial has only netted 11 yards so far. You take away the one big run by Woods, and you're right, they have not been able to do much of anything.
Looks like we're going to run down the clock here, about 6 seconds to go, and into the first quarter.
1 quarter in the books at historic Rice Field in Elkhart. They've been coming here for football games since 1923, but the atmosphere tonight would match up with any of those. The Crimson Chargers came charging out of the tunnel, and they had Derek Woods go 76 yards. But after all the talcum and confetti had settled, Mark Bromley tied it up, and we're at 7 apiece going to the 2nd on 46. This edition of the TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week being brought to you in part by IU South Bend, fulfilling the promise. Normally, we would go downstairs for a Bills Heating sideline report, but Bo is scared of Mr. B.
Yep.
So he decided to hide up here tonight where Bob Nagel normally sits. Bob, we miss you, but we got to get our Bills Heating sideline report from Bo. Your thoughts on that first quarter?
Well, I thought with Memorial, they were able to get that fourth down conversion, get the big touchdown. But after that, really Central's really shut them down offensively, and it seems like Central's offense is really getting motivated at this point. They're picking up chunks of yards at a time, and they made that last score. Momentum's all in Central's favor at this point.
Second quarter being brought to us by the Bristol Street Cafe. Man in motion is Derek Woods. He takes it on the end around. He can't break the tackle. Kenneth Dennis came up and got him at the line of scrimmage.
They'll bring up a long fourth down for Memorial deep in their own territory. They're going to have to punt this ball away for sure.
Third down conversions have been a problem for the Chargers tonight. They haven't hit one of them yet. And on 4th and 14, Graham Eli, who has not been getting tons of distance on his kicks, is going to punt, and Vinny Ambrose is barely standing past midfield. The kick, a line drive that Ambrose takes at the midfield stripe, lowers his shoulder and absorbs the blow at the 44, and then the rugby scrum pushes him up to the 42.
Great field position for Central as they take over here in the start of the second quarter.
Well, you heard Scott Shaw and his keys to win talk about winning the field position battle. And between the fact that the Blazers have moved the chains and Memorial hasn't, and then Central's kicker putting the ball into the end zone, those are two big factors in winning that.
Yeah, definitely. And then, you know, when you get field position on the 45-yard line going in, I mean, that's just great field position, and you have the momentum at this point, and so you're really starting to feel it. Another score right here would even give them more momentum through the second quarter.
We'd like to welcome the hundreds of you watching on Facebook Live tonight. The streaming sponsored by our friends at the Vine Restaurant. If you haven't been to the Vine, look yourself in the mirror and realize you're doing life wrong.
Great food. Chef Cappy, what a great job he's doing over there as well.
Dominic Davis on the end around gets knocked out of bounds after a pickup of 4. Braden Weston does the damage there as the Charger cornerback comes over and hits Davis.
Blue Gate Theater welcomes Duck Dynasty's Sadie Robertson with musical guest Hollins Saturday, September 7th at 8 p.m. Sadie Robertson is a speaker, influencer, media personality, and the New York Times best-selling author of Live Fearless. Theater and dinner packages are available, and for tickets and info, visit thebluegate.com.
Dominic Davis brought down at the 15 on a diving tackle by Dylan Rost. Pickup of 26 for the Blazers step back.
What a great change of pace for Central. You can see right there, just a little fake, gets everybody going to Brownlee, and he is able to bust out on the outside. Just got tripped up, like Dylan Ross was able to get over and get an ankle tackle there.
First down sponsored by Cheryl Noblet of Health Markets. Dominic Davis last year ran the ball for nearly 300 yards and averaged over 5 yards a carry. Mark Brownlee is the go-to back for the Blazers, and he gets swallowed up by the interior of that defensive line. Zayrus Dillon, the 290-pound junior, is a 2-year starter on that defense, makes the stop after a pickup of 2. Still, Brownlee has been effective tonight. 8 carries for 66 yards, including the touchdown.
Yeah, and he's going to get the attention, and you're able, if you got some talent, some speed, some different plays, you're going to be able to feed off of him getting all that attention, because they're going to bring it in the box, they're going to narrow it in there, and everybody's going to be focused on him, but he's definitely going to pick up some yards as well.
2nd and 8. Brownlee off the left side this time, and again, that Charger interior line. Again, it's Zayrus Dillon down there along the ankles, along with Kyle Osborne. And no gain that time for Brownlee, who has been a marked man at times. Central looking at a 3rd and 8. They do like their quarterback, Isaiah Chandler. 5 out of 6 tonight for 55 yards.
Yeah, and I see Chandler able to maybe roll out, do like a bootleg as well, faking it to Brownlee.
They did fake it to Brownlee. They go to Roderick Ballard. He dives for the first down.
Yep.
To the 3-yard line. Ross came over, made a big hit. But Ballard just too big and too strong, gets the first down. As you'll get another look on the SBO replay, the first down sponsored by Cheryl Noblet of Health Markets.
Get back in the game with South Bend Orthopedics. They're the team physicians for the University of Notre Dame since 1947. We'd like to thank South Bend Orthopedics for their sponsorship tonight.
Vinny Ambrose in at quarterback, and it's Ambrose on the carry. He doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage. Jalen Holmes is there to get him. Holmes, a three-sport athlete who plays basketball and throws the discus. So Josh Shattuck trying to shake things up a little bit with a little red zone package featuring Ambrose, but it didn't work.
Looks like a personal foul, and Memorial picks up, gives Central a first down, half the distance to the goal. I'm going to put it down just inside the 2-yard line.
So half the distance to the goal, not the worst penalty. Let's see if we can figure out what it was. I think it's right there, that little forearm shiver,
Right
the
there,
little push
yeah.
on. Let me use your face mask to help myself up.
Yeah, I've seen worse. I've had worse.
What was the worst you suffered?
That right there, but clear up inside the face mask.
Let me use your eyes
Yes,
to help
yeah.
myself get up.
Yep, yep.
Okay. First and goal from the 2 with 9:07 to go, first half. Chandler from the gun puts Davis in motion. It's Brownlee up the middle. Brownlee stopped at the 1.
Well, right here, first and goal from the 3. It's going to get a heavy dose of Brownlee right up the middle. I don't foresee Josh going away from just giving it to Brownlee here, about the half-yard line.
Look, you got an offensive line that brought everybody back from last year. I realize Chargers have a defensive line that's big and solid, but if you believe in your offensive line, you're saying, Saya Davis, you're the son of a Marine. Let's go right behind the center right here. Let's see what happens.
Here's a great field view camera look.
Brownlee right behind the center to the goal line. Touchdown.
Looked like he hesitated there for a second instead of going straight forward.
Mark Brownlee's second touchdown of the night is sponsored by 4T Door, and the Blue Blazers have the lead for the first time this evening. Look at that hole.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, he hesitated. Don't know why.
I think he didn't realize that was the hole because it was so big. He was like, well, this can't be it. I got to go someplace else.
Davis and Warlick opened their own moving company on that one. Elijah Harris to try the extra point. It is up and it is good. And with 8:17 to go before halftime, Mr. B and the folks on One Blazer Boulevard have reason to celebrate. They've got the lead 14-7 on 46. This edition of the TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week is being brought to you by South Bend Orthopedics, team physicians for the University of Notre Dame since 1947. Well, Michael Kirby asked on the Facebook stream, he wanted to know, when did they put the Blue Blazers on the helmet? Tonight. The team did not see it until tonight. The lightning bolt on one side, Mr. B on the other. They went bananas when they saw it.
I bet. You know, coaching kids, being in sports as well, coaching a lot of kids in sports, you bust out something, and there you can see a great picture of it. You bust out something out on game night, the motivation, the hype that they get, how excited they get, and maybe that's a little bit of the takeaway, the emotion away from the atmosphere tonight, and put it on that and show how special that was for these guys.
Derek Woods Jr. fields the kickoff at his 1 and spins it out to the 22-yard line. And you'll get another look at the last touchdown by Brownlee, but I want you to see this cavernous hole that was created. And like Bo said, by the time he waited, he almost didn't get in, and then there's all kinds of face mask action.
Yep.
Stuff
And
like
I think
that.
if you do a replay on that in college, it looked like his knee might have been down before he crossed that ball over. But a great job and great reach by Brownlee. Hey, save the date, June 13th, 2020. The Elkhart Education Foundation's Fan Fest will raise money for every Elkhart High School varsity athlete. That's right, Elkhart High School in the 2020-2021 school year on June 13th. Participate in sports memorabilia auction, rub elbows with Elkhart's athletic legends, and get a sneak peek at the future EHS athletics and more. Visit onecity.org/FanFest to get involved.
Tyler Lehner and the Chargers playing from behind for the first time tonight. Derek Woods Jr. trying to change that as he slams off the left side for 5 yards behind his veteran offensive line. And Woods tonight, 6 carries, 82 yards. If you talk to people around the Northern Lakes Conference, they'll tell you this is one of the more dynamic players in the league because he can get yards in a variety of ways.
Yeah, because he's able to pound it up the middle. Even though he's a smaller build than most of some of the running backs receive, like Brownlee, he's still able to pound it up the middle, but yet he's got burner speed on the outside as well.
2nd and 5. It's Woods again. Again, a good-sized hole, but this time Will Branch reached out, and the linebacker thwarts the play, pushing Woods backwards. It looks like they're going to give him forward progress up to the 28-yard line. Will Branch is an interesting story. This is number 1 for Elkhart Central. He grabbed the jersey right there. He was in the drum line the first 3 years at Elkhart Central. The drum instructor left for another school. Will Branch approached Josh Shattuck in the hallway and said, "Can I come out for football?" Josh Shattuck looked at Will Branch and said, 6'2", 210?
Yeah.
Yes, you may.
Never know, some of these kids in the hallway, walking around, not doing another sport, maybe just doing a club or a band or something like that. Get involved in multiple things, not just one sport. Play multiple sports. Get involved in multiple clubs, different things with the community, and really get involved with your school.
Timeout called by Elkhart Memorial. We'll keep it here. The timeout sponsored by our friends at Southwind Flooring.
At Sanders and Pianowski Professional Services, their clients is their first and compelling priority. The firm of Sanders and Pianowski want to take time and wish both teams well in tonight's game. Serving the Elkhart community for decades and decades yet to come. Sanders and Pianowski on the Riverwalk in downtown Elkhart.
The Blue Blazer locker room is called the Tom Kurth Fieldhouse, and normally on those steps leading up to the doors, you would see the great Tom Kurth sitting there, but he is fighting a little bit of a kidney infection these days, so he couldn't make it to the ball game tonight. I know he's watching on the Facebook stream, so Coach Kurth, the best to you. Get better. Give your bride a big kiss for us, too, because we know Barb's been fighting the health battles as well, and all those folks over there in blue and white, and probably quite a few on the other side in crimson and gold, wish you nothing but the best. 3rd and 10. Tyler Lehner needing to make a big play. Under pressure throws, and Vinny Ambrose almost picked it off. Damian Fennell wanted a flag, but that ball was overthrown, and Ambrose nearly made the one-hand snag.
Yeah, definitely the ball was a little overthrown there. Ambrose almost able to came up with it. Here you can see a great replay of it.
There might have been some incidental contact there with Fennell, but I can understand why that was a no call, too.
Yeah, I think either way, it's probably good that he really did intercept at that point because they might be even get better field position here with this play.
Game Eli lines up in punt formation again. Vinny Ambrose standing back at his 45 this time. Eli's end-over-end kick, fair catch. Ambrose touched it. It's loose. Who got it?
Looked like Memorial jumped on it.
Central ball.
Ooh.
The Blue Blazers get on it. I think it was Kenneth Dennis who recovered it. A near disaster for Central on special teams, and you'll get another look on the SBO replay.
You can see he tried to fair catch that, and the thing that he didn't do was he tried to turn his body sideways rather than getting behind the ball. Just like a fly ball in the outfield, you don't reach behind it, you get behind the ball and try to catch it in front of your face.
So the Blazers have the ball on offense for the first time tonight with the lead. And 7:11 to go in the first half as you look into the eyes of two-sport athlete Isaiah Chandler, the Blue Blazer quarterback, and also a member of their basketball team. Chandler rolls left, throws and finds Dominic Davis. Davis for a first down at the Charger 49. Pickup of 12 on the play.
As the largest RV manufacturer in the world, Thor Industries is proud to call the Elkhart area home. While you cheer on the Blue Blazers and the Chargers tonight, know that Thor is your biggest fan. We have a spot for you on our starting team. Visit thorindustries.com to find a great career.
The NIC, and particularly the NIC North, is loaded with great quarterbacks this year. I don't mean just good, I mean great Division I level quarterbacks. I don't know if Isaiah Chandler's Division I, but he's putting on pretty good performance tonight, and it helps when you got a running back like Mark Brownlee to handle it.
Yeah, definitely, and his accuracy is what I really like with Chandler, is he's able to find that open guy and actually get it to him on point, and his receiver's done a great job tonight handling the ball as well.
2nd and 5. Brownlee now up to 73 yards on 12 carries. Chandler's 7 of 8 for 77 yards tonight. Very solid performance. Movement along the line of scrimmage. And we'll see if it's against Memorial again.
Yeah, I believe it is. Yep.
So a 5-yard penalty against the Crimson and Gold, and that'll put Elkhart Central awfully close to the first down stick.
Should put him just past the stick or right at the stick. But they call it just a little short.
Just short of the 39-yard line, which is the line they need to obtain for a first down. First downs for Central, sponsored by Cheryl Noblet of Health Markets. I owed her one after the Dominic Davis.
Yes, exactly. This short, second and short right here, this might be the time where you actually maybe go deep in this situation.
You know who liked to go deep on 2nd and 1? Rockney.
Yeah.
He's not coaching this game, though. Yep. Josh Shattuck is. And Mark Brownlee picks up the first down on a 1-yard carry.
Yeah, you look at that, and I mean, they're going to go for it on 3rd and 4th down at that short. They're going to go for it on a run, so maybe it's a chance or time to take that chance to go for a deep pass.
So they take it up to the 38-yard line, 1st and 10. The Blazers moving the chains as you look at Josh Shattuck. In his 11th year as a head coach, his 3rd at Elkhart Central, 10 and 12 with the Blue Blazers. Graduated from Spring Lake High School in Michigan, went to Alma College, and then coached at Gladwin in Michigan before coaching at Seymour. Here's Chandler looking to throw down the sideline. It's knocked away on a header by Braden Weston, right out of the hands of Mark Brownlee.
Yeah, had him wide open. Chandler just got a little bit of a pressure and wasn't able to push off his back foot and get the momentum and the velocity that he needed on that ball, and threw it just a little short.
It'll be 2nd and 10. Michael Kirby asking good questions, by the way, on the Facebook stream. He asked, have they named a new coach for Elkhart High School when it's unified next year? I flat out asked Josh Shattuck that this week, and he said he will apply, but they haven't named a coach yet. He expects plenty of applicants. Elkhart High School, when unified, will be the 7th largest high school in the state of Indiana. It will be a very lucrative job, especially when you look at the junior classes at both of these schools, as Central takes a timeout sponsored by Southwind Flooring.
Yeah, we've discussed this in numerous times about the coaching positions, not just with football, but with all sports through both schools. And, you know, getting the kind of what everything's going to happen is every position's going to be open. Every coach has to reapply for it from what we've gathered throughout. And now you're talking about teachers' position, administration positions, things of that nature as well. So that's not just football coaching that we're talking about.
And it has created a lot of upheaval and a lot of controversy in town. But Josh Shattuck says, look, if I get the job, yes, I'll feel really good about it. But basically, if you're the city of Elkhart and the Elkhart Community Schools, you have to go out and hire whoever you think is the best person for this job, because it is going to be a great job.
Yes, yep, no doubt about it that this would be one of the jobs, meaning coaching in any of the sports that come to Elkhart School.
On 2nd and 10, Mark Brownlee spins down. Well, the marker says 2nd and 10. That's right, there was an incomplete pass. Brownlee picks up 2 yards on the play, and now it's 3rd and 8.
McDonald's Physical Therapy is proud to have Michiana's top physical therapist known for quality of care and patient focus. Remember, McDonald's Physical Therapy when you need to get back into the game.
5:40 to go before the Bowling Vision halftime report. Chandler looks to the sidelines where Josh Shattuck gives the signals. Play clock down to 5. Chandler throws, ball tipped at the line of scrimmage by Kyle Osborne, and that creates the incompletion. Good job by the Memorial defensive end to get his hands up when he couldn't get to the quarterback.
Yeah, that could have been a dangerous play if that tipped just a little bit higher, because you can see the DB break back on it. That's a little bit higher, and he catches that. He's gone for 6.
And it's actually Graham Eli, the linebacker, who came up and got the tip on it, standing right next to Osborne. So 4th down, and the punt unit comes onto the field. Elijah Harris comes on to do the pooch punting for Elkhart Central. He is their technical specialist. They like him to do situational things, and this is one of them. A little bit of a high snap. Harris gets the kick off. It'll bounce at the 10, roll inside the 10, all the way down to the line. That is called technical expertise.
Yeah, that's what a great job. He wanted to put it towards the corner in case it takes a hop sideways and goes out of bounds. But what a great soft landing and a great roll. Here you can see a great SBO replay of it. Just a little pooch down to the corner.
In the days that Bob Nagel played golf, I understand that's how he hit his pitching wedge.
Driver?
Yeah, that too.
Teachers Credit Union understands the importance of growing your future. Whether you're growing your family, your square footage, or your business, Teachers Credit Union is here for you with financial solutions that will help you succeed. Visit tcunet.com to start growing your future today. Federally insured by the NCUA, they are an equal housing opportunity.
They were expecting at least 6,000 here tonight. They are standing in the end zones. This place allegedly seats 8,000. There are a lot of people standing here tonight. Handoff in the backfield. The Blazers trying to get the safety, but the line judge says that there was enough progress to get out of the end zone.
Talking about the numbers tonight, Chuck, I'm going to have to say they got close to that 85 with a lot of the standing room that they have out here, especially on the far side. Can't quite see it on our side, but it looks like the stadiums are pretty much filled, and there's standing room down just to the far end zone as well if you're looking at the field.
The only empty seats are where the Blazer band was. They're getting ready to perform at halftime. 2nd and 10. Lehner barely got out of his own end zone that time. Now he looks to throw. Going up top, and the ball goes out of bounds. He was looking for Tyron Mason, who was well covered by Kenneth Dennis.
Just trying to do a quick fade route, get out of this end zone and get out of this field position. We talked about it as a big key to win for this Memorial team is field position. They have not had field position whatsoever this whole game.
The Blazer specialists have done a terrific job tonight, both Ramirez and Harris. And yet it was special teams that almost had the lone turnover of the game, too.
Yep.
3rd and 10. Woods lines up behind Lehner. Let's see how aggressive Scott Shaw gets here. Play clock hits 0. That's a delay of game. Half that distance isn't going to be a whole lot.
No, I mean, they're about the 4-inch yard line. They're going to move it a couple more inches back.
That's the 4th penalty against Memorial for a combined 12 yards.
The big one, though, is that personal foul down right at the goal line on Central's last touchdown. Gave them a 1st down from the 3-yard line.
3rd and a little more than 10. Woods up the middle, got out of the end zone and pushed it out to about the 4-yard line. That'll give Graham Eli a little bit of cushion. He'll line up, though, at the back of his own end zone.
Yeah, that's one of the scary things about punting down here. A little bit of a bad snap over the head or a little bit off balance. He's going to set his feet pretty close to the back of that end zone. And if it's a little bit of a bad snap, it could be easily be a safety through the end zone.
Vinny Ambrose is going to line up at the Charger 44 to await the kick. Eli with no pressure on him. Gets a line drive that kicks out of bounds at the 41-yard line. So 37-yard punt, but no return. Blazers take over with 3:39 left to go in the first half. Plenty of time. They only have one timeout remaining.
Yeah, and a great job by Memorial's defense. The last series, Central had great field position, but Memorial was able to stymie them, not give them much yards, and they had to punt it down away as well. Here with 3.5 to go in the second quarter, see if Memorial can really step up. If they go down by another touchdown right here, because Central gets the ball coming out of the second half as well.
Here's the other thing to note, Bo. Memorial hasn't had a drive that's gone longer than 2 minutes tonight. So this defense for Memorial has been on the field a lot, and you wonder if they start to wear down a little bit.
Yeah, first week of the year, you're really starting to get your legs underneath you, so you will definitely wear down coming later this quarter and into the third as well.
Brownlee drags tacklers for about 3 yards. Nathan Sabbas was there to make the stop. Brownlee now with 15 carries for the night for 79 yards. They're watching in Seville, Spain tonight on the Facebook live stream, as well as McAllen, Texas, and South Carolina. I know I got one Twitter message today from somebody in Indonesia hoping they could watch the game.
Going international.
2nd and 6. Davis in motion, but Chandler drops back. A screen to Brownlee, who stumbles as he makes the catch. Still on his feet, though. Still on his feet. Stripped away. There goes Dylan Rost. That should be a Charger touchdown. We're tied at 14, pending the extra point.
One of the biggest things you can teach as a coach is when you've got a guy wrapped up and your guys have him, the next guy in goes for that ball. And what a great job Dylan Ross did. Brownlee, great effort, way to drive. You can see Dylan right here. He's like, oh, I'm going to take that right from you.
And he did. And he paraded 65 yards for the Charger touchdown. The son of the Memorial Athletic Director, Jackie Rost, takes it in from 65 yards out. Christian Santiago to try the extra point. The kick is up. It is good. And with 2:42 to go before halftime, my, how things have changed at Rice Field.
Wow, we talked about whether or not Memorial could just stymie Elkhart Central, not create the biggest turnover of the game so far. And what a great job by Dylan Ross of being heads up, knowing that ball is right there, and he was able to strip it away and go the distance.
Well, we're going to take another look at it on the SBO replay. There might be some Blazer faithful out there that wanted a whistle for forward progress, but it's Brownlee still churning the legs. Now, was the knee finally down by the time Rost was able to pry it loose? That would be the question. There's no replay in high school football, so
no. And
the question is moot.
You can't quite tell on that angle right there either. Was it coming out? Was his knee down before it started coming out? Whether or not it's a touchdown, we got a 14-14 ball game.
All knotted up in another classic battle between the Chargers and the Blue Blazers. And it'll be Christian Santiago doing the kicking here for Elkhart Memorial.
That strip by Ross and touchdown, scoring sponsored by 4T Door. And the kick for Memorial sponsored by Blue Gate Theater.
The touchdown, by the way, was sponsored by our friends at 4T Door. 14-14. Santiago to kick. Looks like Dominic Davis is the deep man for Elkhart Central. The pause and the boot. End over end. Davis from his 15, bobbling, recovers it. Davis finally goes down at the 24-yard line. Seema Reed took him to the turf.
What a great coverage there by Memorial, really getting down there. Containing, not letting him get to the outside. again, here's some momentum, 2:30 to go. What does Central do with the time that they have left? And do they allow enough time if they're going to pass a little bit? Memorial, a little bit of time to score as well.
By the way, do you realize, I guess you give them credit for 1 first down on the Derek Woods Jr. touchdown run, but Elkhart Memorial has not had a first down in the first half.
2 big plays. A 4th down, 70-some yard play, and a strip fumble, basically is what they call as a fumble, but the strip by Dylan Ross, 60-some yards, 2 big plays to get the touchdowns. Chandler
First and 10, Chandler throws, and Mars Williams didn't turn his head in time to see the ball.
Didn't have it turned around in time. The throw was already out. Chandler was getting some pressure a little bit in the backfield, so he had to get rid of it a little bit early. He wasn't able to turn around and see the ball.
After a solid start, Isaiah Chandler has misfired on his last 3 passes, and he's 7 for 11 on the night.
I think that Memorial defense is really playing a little bit tighter coverage on those slants, so maybe look for a slant and go, something short, fake, and then maybe go a little bit with that tight coverage.
On the end around, it's Dominic Davis. Davis gets around Nathan Sabas, but then he's tackled at the 30-yard line.
We can see the 2 guards tackle, pull out there, and actually just kind of whiffed on their block. If they would have got that, picked up that block, he might have been gone for sure.
That's a bit of a problem when you do that.
Yes, yep.
And when you see that as the running back, that's got to be an awful feeling.
Oh, yeah, you got 2 guys in front of you and only 1 defender, and you say open daylight. There's nothing there, and they both kind of right by him.
3rd and 4, Blazers with only 1 timeout left in the half, but they keep it on the ground with Brownlee. Why not?
There he is.
Mark Brownlee, and he is off to the races. Nobody's going to get him. 70 yards, touchdown, Elkhart Central. His 3rd of the night. Very similar to the Woods touchdown, other than this time Brownlee went up the middle and juked over to the right about 15 yards downfield.
He was able to get up the middle, make that cut to the outside, able to get around the corner. After that, he had a blocker in front of him. He was gone. What a great momentum for Central. What a great excitement for this crowd. What a great game we have for the last Manji Lion contest.
Elijah Harris with the extra point. It's up and good. 1:45 to go before halftime. And Elkhart Central goes back in front, 21-14. The numbers for Mark Brownlee tonight: 16 carries, 149 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
In only the first half. We still have the whole second half to go. The numbers that Brownlee can put up, just astounding in this game. He could set some records in this game for sure. The last one between these 2 schools.
Well, let's see. We had him coming into the year with 2,984 career rushing yards. So if my math teachers were correct, then they're at 31-23 right now. Still behind Joe Phillips and David Link, but let's be realistic. By the midway point of the season, he's going to catch both those guys easily.
Yeah, barring, hopefully, knock on wood, no injuries or anything like that, he should be able to surpass that midway through the season and really get close to that 4,000, maybe 4,500 yard mark.
Kick off for the Blazers.
So it'll be Brian Ramirez from the soccer team doing the kicking again. Ramirez, 5'10", 210 pounds, and the senior. Tyron Mason and Derek Woods Jr. are back deep. Ramirez pounds this one, taken at the goal line, inside the goal line for the touchback. And Memorial will have a 1st and 10 from its 20, with 1 timeout remaining and 1:45 to go on the clock. Elkhart Central has hit the 21 mark, Bo, and in the last 2 seasons, the Blazers are 8-1 when they score 21 or more.
Yeah, and we've talked about this Central team and what they've accomplished last year and what they should be able to accomplish this year. They were 6-6 last year, 4 losses by 3 points or less, and the ability that they have to really overcome stuff. Once they put up some numbers, 21 points, 8-1 the last 2 seasons. Again, that's just a number, but it does show.
But
history.
here's the thing that we talked about earlier as well. In the NIC North, you face so many good teams.
Yeah, there's so much talent in the NIC North this year, and it's really even, I believe, throughout. You know, you got Penn in there who should be the dominant force. Mishawaka, they're rebuilding as well. With Adams, with Armstead at quarterback. You got a lot of great teams. New Prairie now in the North as well. Chase Ketterer back there. A lot of guys, a lot of talent, and it's really a deep conference at the north side.
Derek Woods on the 2-yard carry there sets up a 2nd and 8. The clock management here will be fascinating to watch in the last minute 15 of this quarter. We'll see if Josh Shattuck maybe calls a timeout after this play, hoping to force a Memorial punt. He won't have to because Lehner's pass is incomplete.
Bring up a long 3rd down. Still just a minute 3 left in the half here with the timeout. So depending on what they do here, he could call a quick timeout because they definitely will have great field position if they stop him here.
And that was the risk you take with that play is now you stop the clock with a minute 3. Shattuck can put the timeout in his pocket and not have to use it until after this play.
Yep.
3rd and 9. 2 receivers off to the right of Tyler Lehner. Lehner rolls right, throws, and it's broken up by Mars Williamson.
Looked like there might have been an offsides to start. They didn't get called, and then it was close to being a pick there for sure. You can see a great SBO replay of that. Comes right in.
So Mars Williams almost came up with the pick. Instead, it's 4th down. Graham Eli to boot it away. Line of scrimmage is the 21. And again, Vinny Ambrose and the Blazers should have pretty good field position coming out of this.
This punt by Memorial, sponsored by Blue Gate Theater.
High spiraling kick. Takes a Charger roll at the 44 and dies right there. So 50 seconds left in the first half. 1 timeout for Elkhart Central and a pretty decent quarterback in Isaiah Chandler. Let's see how Josh Shattuck plays it.
Well, not only that, I mean, if you can hit Brownlee in a little bit of a screen pass or something out of the backfield, he's able to bust a long one as well. So it doesn't always have to come by the pass or a deep pass. Something quick. Central's got a lot of speed out here as well, the wide receiver core.
And again, another not time-consuming drive for Elkhart Memorial. 1st and 10 from the 44. Chandler in the gun. They do give it to Brownlee, and Brownlee gets swarmed under this time at the line of scrimmage. Josh Shattuck signaling out the play to Chandler, but there doesn't seem to be a sense of urgency for the Blazers to get to the line of scrimmage here. Perhaps they're content knowing they're getting the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, they do get the ball coming out the second half, so they don't want to give anything to Memorial here and give them a chance of scoring and getting back in this game right away.
It's Brownlee again on a sweep. Brownlee running past people, finally taken down by Graham Eli at the 47-yard line. That's a pickup of 9 on the play for the Blue Blazer running back, and finally Central will call the timeout with 6.5 seconds left. Timeout sponsored by Southwind Flooring.
Yeah, he was just short of that 1st down, and in high school, of course, they would have stopped the clock to reset the chains. So instead, he was short, the clock ran, and so Josh decided to wait, run it down, and maybe run a long, deep pass right here. Maybe hope for a pass interference.
Maybe.
Yeah. Or just turn and maybe do a fake to Brownlee end around.
Coming up at halftime, you'll meet our TCU Student Athletes of the Week. 2 outstanding female athletes from these academic institutions. We hope to show a little bit of the Blue Blazer Brigade for our Facebook viewers. And we'll also have a special message from our friends at Bowling Vision Center. So all of that coming up at halftime. We can tell you Culver Academy has taken a 3-0 lead on Tippecanoe Valley in the second. LaVille leads Bremen 13-7 at the half. Boy, LaVille has had a nice run under Will Hostrasser.
Yeah, they definitely have. He's definitely put some good quality teams together year in and year out, and really they have a young group, very fast, a lot of speed on that team as well.
3rd and 1. Chandler gives it off to Mark Brownlee. Brownlee swarmed under, short of the first down, and that's going to do it for the first half of play at Rice Field in Elkhart. The Central Blue Blazers head into the Tom Kurth Fieldhouse with a 21-14 lead on their arch rival, the Memorial Crimson Chargers. Over 8,000 fans swarm in Rice Field. They've seen some electric plays so far. Now get ready to meet our TCU Student Athletes of the Week next on the 46 Game of the Week. It is halftime here at Rice Field. Time to honor our Student Athletes of the Week, brought to us by our friends at TCU. Find out how you can become a member. Go online to tcu.net today. We are joined by two outstanding student athletes from these academic institutions. We have with us today Maddie Grimes from Elkhart Central, Morgan Dyer from Elkhart Memorial. I'll get it right one of these times. We'll start with the visitor from Elkhart Memorial, Morgan Dyer, who finished 7th in the state running cross country last year. And I understand you've got a big meet tomorrow out at Oxbow Park. What are the Chargers going to be like this year?
We lost a few seniors, but we're doing well. We're kicking our practice off well. We're hitting every practice with a mental attitude check, and we're saying everything is going to be on top and where we want to be at. Our girls are looking strong this year. Of course, we lost seniors, but we're doing really well. Everyone is putting in the great effort that we need to be the next level. And so I think we're going to be really good this year.
And you've done all this while getting a 3.7 GPA. How have you budgeted the time necessary for a great track and cross-country career and to get it done in the classroom?
Well, you have to have priorities, and that's, of course, school comes first, family, school, and then everything else. But we are a student athlete, so of course academics do come first, and then of course I put all of my last time into sports and get to where I am now.
Now you say, Sam, somebody put that priority list together for you, family, school, and everything else. Who was it?
That was my mom and my dad. We're a big family-oriented family together, and always family comes first.
Now, as you take a look at your future, I understand you want to go into exercise science, which I can understand why a runner would want to do that, but what prompted you to look at that as a career?
Well, I like helping people to get better, and I also like helping people for when they're injured. So as me, for someone who would have potentially get injured, I would like to help those who are potentially getting injured. But I'm a big advocate for people who are like in the work.
Sure. Well, Coach Homo just had a panic attack because you mentioned getting injured. Don't do that tomorrow. Good luck to you in the Charge.
Thank you.
That is Morgan Dyer from Elkhart Memorial. Over here we have Maddie Grimes, who is part of the Elkhart Central volleyball team that last night won the South Bend Community Schools preseason tournament. Congratulations. What did the Blazers do so well in this tournament?
We won 3 games. We played 3 different schools, and we just communicated really well. We worked hard, and we fought for those wins.
Well, 3.6 GPA for you in the classroom, so I ask you the same thing about Morgan. Volleyball is a demanding sport, takes a lot of time, but also your schoolwork takes a lot of time. So how do you balance that?
It's really important to stay on top of your schoolwork so you don't get behind, and yeah.
Elementary education is what you want to go into. I understand you've got some inspiration for that career.
Yes, my mom is a teacher, so.
And I imagine your mom is probably a big reason why you are able to do this time management thing as well.
Yeah, she taught me to stay on top of my schoolwork because that comes first. And then she also pushes me really hard with my sports.
Now, I hope you'll understand, I'm not trying to be insulting, but a lot of volleyball players are as tall as I am. So what do you do on the volleyball court that helps the Blazers? I understand you're a terrific defensive player.
Yeah, I play in the back row, so I'm not up front, getting us points, but I keep all the balls from hitting the floor.
Well, Maddie Grimes doing a great job of that at Elkhart Central and doing a great job in the classroom, as is Morgan Dyer, our TCU Student Athletes of the Week. They are brought to us by our friends at TCU. Find out how you can be a member today. Go online to tcu.net and find out. We have much more coming up on this edition of the Bowling Vision Halftime Report.
after these important words from our friends at Bowling Vision. This edition of the TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week being brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association, partnering with TV 46 for 30 years. Back at historic Rice Field, the Blue Blazer Brigade entertaining this massive crowd at halftime. Elkhart Central with a 21-14 lead in the battle for the Mangy Lion on Elkhart Memorial. Chuck Freeby and Bo Hunt high above the fray. Bob Nagel a little under the weather tonight. We hope that he's enjoying watching this, as many of you are on Facebook Live tonight or in your homes on TV 46. They've seen a very entertaining first half.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody here has definitely seen an entertaining first half. Big plays by both teams really coming alive. We've seen the Stars and Mark Brownlee really explode in that first half as well. We've seen a little bit of everything.
Well, the Stars do come out at night, and we saw them right from the very start of this one. Elkhart Memorial on its first possession tonight had a 4th and 1, and they gave the ball to Derek Woods. He went around the right side, got a pretty good block from Tyron Mason, who's wide receiver. Off to the races. 76 yards later, he hits pay dirt. 7-0 Elkhart Memorial. It stayed that way until late in the first quarter when the Blue Blazers would finally punch it in. Mark Brownlee with a series of runs, and on 4th down, he too goes to the end zone, 31 yards for the score. Tied at 7 going to the second quarter. Blazers put together a nice drive with Dominic Davis doing most of the damage. This one on an end around. Dylan Ross with, at the time, a touchdown-saving tackle. Then after Brownlee's second touchdown, it's 14-7. Ross strips Brownlee of the ball, races 65 yards for the score, ties the game at 14. But the Blazers had a quick answer to that, and the answer is number 23, Mark Brownlee, who goes 70 yards for the touchdown here. So a lot of big plays, as you mentioned, and the Blazers with big advantages when you take a look at the numbers in the offensive categories. What's keeping Memorial in it is that one turnover they turned into 6 points.
Yeah, when you look at it, it's a little lopsided with the rushing yards, total yards, as well as the passing yards with Central. The biggest thing I take away from that is, and you talked about it, is the time of possession and how much Memorial's defense has been on the field and how tired they're going to be. This is the first game of the year. You get a lot of cramps, you get tired, you're not in complete football shape in this first game of the season. Good thing is, it's not 85 to 90 degrees like it normally is on an opening night. Low 70s into the 60s now as well, a little bit of a light breeze, so that's definitely going to help a little bit on that wear and tear on those bodies.
As we wrap up our Bowling Vision Center halftime report, I can't tell you what a thrill it always is to come back to this press box where I sat as a student and did PA. And when I sat here as a student and did PA, most of the nights I sat here with a sports writer by the name of Dennis Kraft from the Elkhart Truth. Denny was the long-time sports editor of the Truth. He gave a lot of coverage, and he would have loved a night like this, Central and Memorial going together. Denny passed away in the off-season at the age of 83. Our best to Jan and all the Kraft family, who I know miss him desperately. Denny Kraft, an Elkhart legend. Friends, this edition of the TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week is being brought to you by the electrical workers of Local 153. They're making our community brighter. Chuck Freeby and Bo Hunt with you from Rice Field in Elkhart tonight. Blue Blazers lead the Crimson Chargers 21-14 at half. Normally at this time we'd go downstairs for a Bills Heating sideline report, but you're sitting right next to me. And I usually ask you at this time, what kind of adjustments do you think Scott Shaw is going to make here at the intermission?
And normally I would ask Scott Shaw what his response would be to that question. Instead, I want to do a huge shout out to Brian Buckley and Jackie Ross, the athletic directors at both these schools, for something like this to come together, for all these people to get into this game, for all these officials to be here, for both of these teams to have equipment, to have officials here, to the administrators, to the assistant coaches, to the cheerleaders, to the band, everything that it takes to put together a high school football game, especially to this magnitude, the last one between these two schools. Just a big shout out to Brian Buckley of Elkhart Central and Jackie Ross for Elkhart Memorial, the two ADs of these schools. Just a fantastic job at both of these athletic directors have done for these two schools.
Despite what some people would tell you, athletic directors do put in a lot of hours at their job.
I'm telling you right now, I love sports. I've always been involved in sports. That's one job I do not want to have as an athletic director because of the work and dedication that they put in. It's just phenomenal from night to night. It's not just football, it's volleyball, it's cross country going on at this time, it's girls golf going on at this time. So many other sports, boys soccer going on at this time as well. So many other sports involved. It's just not football. It's the other sports that are going on as well.
In fact, as we mentioned at halftime with one of our guests, there's a huge cross-country meet at Oxbow Park tomorrow. I believe it's the NIC-NLC combo. Elkhart Central just got done winning a preseason volleyball tournament over in South Bend. Coach Stahl always has a good team here at Elkhart Central. Jackie always has a solid team at Elkhart Memorial. So the Charger cross-country team expected to have another banner year. And it'll be interesting to see how all those jobs get filtered out with the hiring and the combining of one school. There are still a lot of logistics, as people in Elkhart will readily tell you. There are a lot of logistics to work out as these schools combine in 2020. One thing that has been worked out quite well tonight is this young man, Mark Brownlee. He has gone over the 3,000-yard mark for his career. In fact, he's over 3,100 yards now, just a couple hundred behind Joe Phillips, the Elkhart Central record holder, at least in this century, and David Link, the all-time Elkhart Memorial record holder, who's over 3,400 yards. So Brownlee having a spectacular night, but the Blazers are only up by 7. Elkhart Memorial is very much in this game.
Yeah, it's interesting to see what both these two teams, adjustments they're going to make at halftime. Memorial on their offensive side, they've had a couple big plays, one on offense, one on defense. Other than that, they have not done a whole lot on the offensive side. Central, on the other hand, can they sustain drives? Can they keep not turning the ball over and really drive the ball down the field as well and extend this lead? Central will get the ball to start the second half here, and we'll see what they do as a game plan, if they're going to stick with Brownlee, if they're going to continue to have Chandler throw those underneath passes or not, and maybe a couple more trick plays and some end rounds.
It'll be Christian Santiago putting the ball on the tee for Elkhart Memorial. The Blue Blazers have been sending Dominic Davis back deep. Seems like this halftime, which was a long halftime anyway, as they honored a lot of members of the community at halftime and had a performance by the Blazer Band. It stretched for about an extra 5 minutes. Not exactly what we need.
Fourth quarter sponsors, the Bristol Street Cafe, would like them for being our sponsor tonight.
And the Blue Gate Theater sponsors this opening kickoff of the second half. Christian Santiago ready to put it in play for the gold-clad Chargers. Dominic Davis standing at his 15 awaits the kick. Santiago with a spinner. Davis has it at the 17, a wedge in front of him. Davis tucks in behind it and manages to get to the 32-yard line. So good field position again for Elkhart Central to start the second half.
The owners and staff of the Vine would like to wish the teams well in tonight's game. The Vine is your frequent destination for casual lunch or a special dinner occasion. Located in downtown Elkhart. From delicious steaks and seafood to specialty dishes created by Chef Cappy. Make the Vine in downtown Elkhart your dining destination this weekend. For information and reservations, call 574-970-5006. That's the Vine, and thank them for feeding our crew tonight.
A clear blue sky over Rice Field tonight as Isaiah Chandler lines up in the shotgun. Chandler, play action pass through it a little too hard for Mars Williams. And it'll be 2nd and 10.
Trying to hit that big play across the middle to Mars with Chandler, trying to right away hit that big play to bust this game open.
Well, you know everybody's going to have their eyes on Brownlee because he had such a big first half. 19 carries, 158 yards. So why not try to take advantage of that? Chandler has seen his passing accuracy wane here. He's missed his last 4. He's 7 for 13 on the night.
Yeah, he started really hot, but the last few passes have been off mark a little bit. There's Brownlee up the middle with the big carry.
About 6 yards on that pickup for Brownlee. And it'll be 3rd and 4.
Stop ball at the 38-yard line. 3-6. Third down 4.
Manageable 3rd down and 4 here coming up for Elkhart Central. Chandler lines up, stops for a second, picks up the sign from Coach Shattuck.
Here's the handoff to Brownlee up the middle. And Brownlee carries it for the first down all the way to the 45-yard line.
First down in the second half for Elkhart Central. First downs in the second half sponsored by Thor Industries.
The world's leading RV company, as I recall. 21-14, Blazers on top. Brownlee with a boatload of carries tonight. He's now touched it 21 times for 171 yards.
That's a lot of load for the first game, just 21 alone. Here we still have over a quarter and a half left in the game.
And he gets it again off the right side. And Brownlee jitterbugs his way for about 6 yards more.
Closing on that 200-yard mark is Brownlee.
177 for the Blazer senior, who's headed to Ball State next year.
Chirp, chirp. That's a good school.
Good school and a rising football program.
Yeah.
Brownlee racked up 256 yards against the Crimson Chargers last year. He gets it again here, and maybe they went to the well once too often because Braden Weston was there to get him a yard behind the line of scrimmage. Sets up a 3rd and 5 right at the midfield stripe.
See if they feed off of Brownlee here, maybe fake it to him. Let Chandler do some damage.
Although, as we mentioned, Chandler has not been as accurate tonight as we've seen him in the past. He threw for 277 last year against Penn in a narrow Blazer loss. He double clutches here, and Dominic Davis lucky to hang on to that because Dylan Rost was coming with a load.
Looks like he went to fake it to Brownlee. When he brought it back up, there was a little bobble there, and that little bobble cost him. Here you can see an SBO replay. Fakes it. Oh, yep. Got stuck in Brownlee just a little bit. What a great job by Rost. Coming up, seeing that, and busting on it right away. As soon as he saw it, he was actually right up there. No yard to gain. Actually, maybe lost about 3 yards.
So the Blazers will bring out Brian Ramirez to do the kicking here. Dylan Rost back deep at his own 16. Ramirez, a low line drive that Rost has go off of his hands, and he's lucky to get it back at the 11. Rost, a shortstop on the Memorial baseball team. No one took a bad hop on him.
Yeah, his dad's baseball coach, and might have got on him a little bit about that one.
Yeah, but when you're playing with the glove down low and all of a sudden it goes up high on you, Coach.
There's no excuse. If it hits the hands, you got to catch it.
So 8:45 to go in the third. Chargers survive the first possession. Now looking to see if they can get some kind of rhythm on offense. Remember, the only first down that they were credited with in the first half came on the Derek Woods touchdown.
Yeah, and again, field position, field position, field position. Memorial deep in their own zone again. Central looking to stymie them back there again.
And up the middle, it's the run. Jonathan Decker slamming Ivan Soen to the ground after a pickup of 2.
For the finest dining, look no further than the Bristol Street Cafe, located at 500 West Bristol Street in Elkhart. Serving an outstanding breakfast and daily lunch specials until 2 p.m. Bristol Street Cafe, proud sponsor of Elkhart Athletics.
Tyler Lehner on 2nd and 8. Steps, throws, hits Tyron Mason on a little short pattern. Mars Williams makes the stop at the 17-yard line. Pickup of about 3 on the play. The Chargers have only accumulated 14 passing yards tonight. And if you take away the 76-yard run by Woods, they only have 9 rushing yards.
It's one of those things I know Scott Shaw talked about. He really likes the way his offense has played. This is the best they've played in the years that he has been there at Memorial. I think it's just Central defense is really stymieing them, not giving them anything. There you can see the big defensive end.
Rodney McGraw, that's why the Division I scouts love him.
The size, he wasn't able to throw that ball because he had his arm up, and he just plowed over. Here you can see a great SBO replay. Untouched, coming in, right through.
You're asking a 5'5" running back to block a 6'6" defensive end. Good luck.
Yeah, the only thing there is you can hope for is to try to take out his legs, and he just tried to take him heads on. Got to learn from that. Can't take on a 6'6" guy like that, especially a D1 player like him.
So Graham Eli on the kick again. The punt is sponsored by the Blue Gate Theater. It's Vinny Ambrose on the catch at his own 49. Ambrose straight up the middle of the field, got about 4 yards, swarmed under by gold jerseys, and with 6:51 to go third quarter, Elkhart Memorial trails Elkhart Central 21-14 in the battle for the Mangy Lion on 46. This edition of the TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week is being brought to you by our friends at Crown Trophy. They're nationally known and locally owned. Chuck Freeby, Bo Hunt back with you at Elkhart's Rice Field. 6:51 to go, second half. They'll give it to Dominic Davis on an end around. That play worked well in the first half. It works well here. Davis is gone. Touchdown, Elkhart Central.
What a great read coming around the outside. Really set up the block. Great block by his wide receiver out there, and it was all him setting it up, making the cut to the inside, and then bouncing it back to the outside. What a great run.
Take another look on the SBO replay. Jonathan Decker with a good block at the line of scrimmage. Roderick Ballard got enough of his man, and that gave Davis the seam to shoot through. He's got some pretty nice speed too. Sprinter on the track team. Elijah Harris's kick is up and good. 6:40 to go in the third quarter, and Central doubling up Memorial 28-14. What a night for Dominic Davis, 6th in his class at Elkhart Central, a member of the choir. He's got something to sing about right there.
I'm sure he's a little over 100 yards at this point, or got to be really close to it.
Total offense, yeah. 82 rushing, 19 receiving.
Yeah, just a great job by Davis. Great all-around athlete, and great job here.
This might be a candidate for the 46 film room. Those pulling guards.
Yep.
Decker, and then number 50, Sean Holman, getting out in front and clearing the path for Davis.
Yeah, what a great job. Great offset from Brownlee, and we talked about this. You got to have other guys step up. It can't be all one guy. Chandler is able to complete the passes early. Now Davis able to get outside, able to pick up some more yards. What a huge play for them. Puts them up 28-14, doubling up Memorial, as you said.
So again, Brian Ramirez will tee it up, but Memorial has not been able to get any kind of special teams play tonight. They have not been able to generate field position in this phase of the game. Credit to the Central kicking team. And particularly that guy Ramirez, although somebody was offsides that time. And that'll cost the Blazers 5 yards. Just their second penalty of the night.
That fourth touchdown by Central, sponsored by 4T Door. Thank them for their sponsors. And our punts and kicks, remember the Blue Gate Theater. Sadie Robertson coming in there. Check out Blue Gate Theater.
So the 5-yard mark off against Elkhart Central will push the ball back to the 35-yard line. I'm not sure that's going to bother Ramirez all that much.
Yeah, that last one he almost put in the end zone as well. So see if he can put a boot into it and just get it that extra little bit of 5 yards.
Still a lot of people standing around the railing back by the end zones. And what a beautiful night for football here in Elkhart, and what a great crowd on hand for this last chapter of the Mangy Lion rivalry between Elkhart Central and Elkhart Memorial. Ramirez again puts the boot to it. Line drive kick will be taken at the 10 by Tyron Mason. Mason trying to weave his way through traffic. And finally, the Chargers get some field position out to the 36-yard line. So the penalty was very costly.
Yeah, just want to say this is one of the best field positions that Memorial has had in this game, and see if they can take advantage of it. And they definitely have to now, being down 2 scores at this point.
Tyler Lehner, a 3-year starter at quarterback, has had his struggles tonight. He's only been able to throw for 14 yards, 4 out of 9 completion. So Scott Shaw, the veteran coach, in the Hall of Fame in Michigan for their football Hall of Fame. It hasn't been as easy at Elkhart Memorial. Trying to get his 10th win as the Crimson Charger coach. He'll have to come from behind tonight to get it. Derek Woods Jr. tackled in the backfield. It looks like Sean Holman, the all-conference defensive tackle, was able to chase him down, but Holman is slow to get up and grabbing for his leg. Might be a cramp.
Yeah, looks like he's got a cramp there, pulling his foot back right there. Starting to cramp up a little. We talked about the heat. We would have seen probably a lot more of this cramping if the heat would have been a lot hotter here tonight. Just a uncommonly cool night here for opening weekend.
How much more do you typically feel the heat when you're playing on field turf than you do on natural grass?
That's true as well. The turf does bring out the heat, and the sun is really heats up the turf, and so that is an example as well. We are on turf tonight, so it is a little bit warmer out there.
Check out this formation by the Chargers. We haven't seen this tonight. Lehner throws to Derek Woods Jr. out in the flat. Mars Williams gets him around the legs at the 33-yard line. And then a late hit by Elkhart Central will cost him 15.
Yeah, the flag did come in there late. So they're going to talk about it and make sure that they do agree it was a late hit.
You saw a Charger body go flying well after the whistle. And let's see if we can see it again. Watch right about, the battle goes on, and then right there is the shove by 75 of Elkhart Central, Saya Davis.
The other two were battling out and just happened to be right in front of them. Gave him a little shove there.
So 15-yard penalty will give Memorial a first down, sponsored by Pulse Gas and Convenience in Elkhart. Just their second first down of the night.
Yep. First one on the touchdown run, the second one here on the penalty. But momentum, moving that ball a little bit. Any way they can get that momentum and see if Lehner can actually get some passing game going as well, because their running game hasn't been doing much here except for that one run.
They'll try to go up the middle again with Derek Woods Jr. and nothing doing.
Ball out.
Ball popped loose, but after Woods Jr. was ruled down.
You know, if they see
officials,
the two line guys on the outside marking the ball.
And meanwhile, Derek Woods Jr. is down on the field in great pain at the 47-yard line. Trying to get up, get his helmet, and get off the field. Maybe it's not as bad as you would fear. But that is a very valuable man in this Crimson Charger offense and defense.
He does come off the sideline. They are attending to him. You see the trainer over there checking out his knee or his ankle at this point. But it does bring out a long third down now at this point.
Actually, that'll be second and 10.
Down. Yep, because they just had the first down.
Woods now with 11 carries, 79 yards. Second and 10. Blazers putting 6 on the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers to the left of Lehner. Lehner looks left. McGraw gets him from behind. Decker picks it up. And Jonathan Decker with a Blue Blazer touchdown. All set up by the hit by Rodney McGraw.
Wow, what a play. We talked about McGraw earlier. What a great job of just exploding in on the backside. Here you can see a great replay of it. Lehner had no time. A little pump.
And
Went right to
McGraw
his arm.
smartly shoving the ball out of his hands, popping it loose, and Decker was literally Johnny on the spot.
Yep. Instead of going for the big hit and the big blow up, he went for the arm and went for the strip sack.
On a night of electrifying plays, that may well be our electrifying play of the night. Elijah Harris on to try the extra point. Out of the hold of Cameron Wiltfong. It is up, it is good. 5:01 remains in the third quarter, and the Blazers are starting to take charge. The defense coming up with the big play. If nobody touches a 6'6", 235-pounder, bad things gonna happen.
That's right. He's coming to the quarterback. He's coming back, coming there at full force. And that scoring sponsored by 4T Door, and the kick sponsored by Blue Gate Theater. But we talked earlier, 8-1 over the last two seasons when Central scores 21 points or more. That really gets them the momentum. When they start scoring points, you can see how talented this team can be.
Well, and when defenses score touchdowns to add to that,
Yep.
look out. But clearly a breakdown there in the Charger blocking scheme. And Elkhart Central dialed up the right defensive call to go against that formation for Memorial.
Yeah, you saw McGraw come from the backside. Normally he's coming from that strong side. Came from the backside that time, unblocked. With that speed and that size, man, he was able to get there in a hurry.
But I like the awareness too. I'm not just going for the big hit. I'm going to try to strip the ball away and create something for my team.
Yeah, what a great job. And what a great teammate he did in that situation.
So Brian Ramirez will kick it again. Tyron Mason is back deep, but this time with Danye Higgins. And this spinning kick taken by Mason with a leap at the 2. Mason weaving his way through blue jerseys. Mason pulling away. Mason in the Blazer territory, out of bounds at the 40.
A lot of excitement in this game. Still a lot of momentum with Memorial really wanting this game, really knowing what this game means. They're not giving up, and I really like that attitude coming out of Memorial, down by 3 scores now.
Really good blocking by Danye Higgins, the sophomore who replaced Derek Woods Jr. because of the injury on special teams. And Higgins did a great job on that play to help spring Mason.
Pulse Gas Station goes beyond expectations and meeting lifestyle choices of the Elkhart community. Other gas stations try to be simply just good or reliable. Pulse goes beyond to ensure awesome products and awesome service. The entire Pulse culture is based around the concept of delivering awesome. Pulse Gas Station, County Road 6 and Cassopolis Street in Elkhart.
Here's a handoff up the middle, and a nice run that time for Elkhart Memorial by Braden Weston, getting his first carry of the night. Weston was one of the reliable ball carriers for the Crimson Chargers last year. With the injury to Derek Woods Jr., he comes in and picks up 7 on his first carry of the night. 2nd and 3. They'll give it to Weston again, left side. Weston couldn't quite get to the first round marker. Roderick Ballard was there to make the stop. Ballard from a football family. His dad was a star player up at Cassopolis High School.
Manageable 3rd and 1, just over right here. So they're going to call it maybe a 3rd and 2.
Blazers kind of go with a goal line look here on defense, but it's Weston popping through the middle and picking up the first down inside the Central 30 to the 29-yard line. So for the first time tonight, Elkhart Memorial can go right up the middle and power its way to a first down.
Yeah, good drive by the offensive line there. It looks like got Central cramping up again. Another player on the ground grabbing his toe.
It's the same one. It's Holman.
Yep, it sure is.
So he's going to hobble off.
I believe that's his other foot, because I believe he was doing the right one before, and that time he was doing his left foot. So it looks like he might be cramping up in both legs.
Keegan Collins comes in to replace him. He's number 53, lined up at the inside defensive tackle. Let's see if Memorial tries to go right at him here on this play on 1st and 10. Movement along the offensive line, and Lehner gets buried. Jonathan Decker comes in and lays the lumber to Tyler Lehner and then helps him up. Decker having a big night, and this is another young man for Elkhart Central that's getting some D1 looks, and you can see why.
Yeah, his explosion off the line, and it looked like nobody even attempted to block him. He came right through. It might have been a missed blocking assignment. Here we can see a great SBO replay. He's already coming in, and wow.
Now, he's lucky he didn't get called for a horse collar there because that arm was up around the neck.
It looked like the angle he was coming in, it looked like Lehner dropped down at that last second. And again, a lot of times they call that anyways, even if they change their angles and change their approach, but nothing he could do about that in that situation.
Now Lehner tries to go deep. Tyra Mason can't get to that one. He goes out of bounds and nearly takes out our photographer, Matt Kowalski. It's a good thing Matt took care of that meal at the Vine tonight to give him a little more ballast down there. You get another look at it from Kowalski Cam.
Normally I'm down there to protect Matt, and so I would have pulled him back there a little bit and caught the receiver and making sure he doesn't get in that camera.
He seems to be no worse for wear. 3rd and 19. Lehner from the gun. Now he scrambles out of there, but the pursuit comes from behind. Keegan Collins is able to bring him down after Lehner scrambles for 3. 4th down, and obviously at this stage of the game, Memorial will go for it.
Yeah, it does look like it will. Wouldn't it be great to work for a company where their employees are the most valuable asset? Well, now's your chance because Rush Corps is hiring. They have the production positions available in a team-driven environment with excellent benefits that include medical, dental, and 401k. Working for this steadily growing company isn't just a job, it's a career. To learn more about joining the Rush Corps family, visit reschcor.com.
Here's Lehner and another sack for the Blazers. Will Blanche comes roaring in from the linebacker position, and the Blazer defense comes through with another sparkling play. Get another look on the SBO replay. Just too many bodies coming back there, and Lehner had nowhere to throw it.
Yeah, Central really bringing it on that defensive front, and the linebackers just throwing everything at him, not giving him any chance to have any time of throwing the ball back there.
Cody French and Trayvon Curry, the co-defensive coordinators for the Blazers, dialing up some pretty nice defense here in the second half.
Longest drive time-wise for Memorial on that last series. They were able to burn some time up there. Problem is you gave Central's offense a little bit more time on the sidelines to get rested up.
2 minutes left, 3rd quarter. And they'll give it to Brownlee again. That's worked a lot tonight. It doesn't this time. He's taken down by Nathan Savis after a gain of 2.
St. Andrews Products has joined our team with the finest in promotional products, advertising, specialties, business gifts, and apparel. Call 800-628-9922 or our email at sales@standrewscorp.com. Your expectations become our standards, and our answer is always yes. Now, what is your question?
2nd down and 7. Chandler pumps, throws, and it's caught by Roderick Ballard on his knees at the 47. Can't get up in high school football. Once the knee touches, you're down. Pickup of about 2 on the play for Ballard on his 2nd catch of the night. Chandler has had a fairly quiet night, 9 out of 14 for 75 yards.
I think the biggest thing with Chandler is he's been very effective, really setting the plays up with the fakes to Brownlee and the ends around to Davis, and really setting those fakes up. You have to be really precise with those. You can't let those look not look the same, because they all have to look the same and have good fakes in order to fake out the defense.
Brownlee on a counter play is able to pick up the 1st down. Moving the chains for the Blazers, getting the ball into Charger territory at the 47-yard line. So it's 1st and 10 from there. Brownlee now at 25 carries, 184 yards, and 3 touchdowns on the night.
1st down by Elkhart Central, sponsored by Thor Industries. How many carries do you say last night?
25.
25.
Which was right around the number that Josh Shattuck envisioned for the night. But he's been so effective, you can understand why they keep giving it to him. Here they'll give it to Davis, though, on that end around, and look at the blocking in front of him, and he is tackled at the 30-yard line. Clayton Lundy came up and made the big hit, or that would have gone for 6.
That end around is so effective. We talked earlier, that fake to Brownlee. Chandler does a great job of letting the defense think that Brownlee has it and then giving the end around to Davis. 15, 20, 50 yards he picks up every time he touches that ball. That's going to be a huge weapon for this Central team.
Davis at 99 yards for the night as the third quarter comes to an end at Rice Field in Elkhart. Yes, Dominic Davis had an explosive play, but it was the Blazer defense that was really the star of the third quarter. They had sacks, that helped Davis get loose. And then the big hit by Rodney McGraw, Jonathan Decker, the big fella touchdown. 35-14 Blazers after 3. This edition of the TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week brought to you in part by Imagineering Finishing Technologies, IFT, where quality is a way of life. Again, we typically do a Bills Heating sideline report as we go to the fourth quarter, but with Bob Nagel a little bit under the weather, we hope you'll be back with us next week. We move Bo Hunt up to the booth tonight. And so, Bo, when you take a look at that Elkhart Central defense, what did they do differently in the third quarter to make those things happen?
It looked like they brought everybody more. Instead of just coming up off the line of scrimmage, they attacked. And some of the defensive ends especially, instead of kind of boxing, they slanted down and really harped on shutting everything down and going right towards the middle. And with that, there were some guys that didn't get blocked, and they came right through that line, and really, Laner had no time.
So if I hear what you're telling me right, they basically said, we don't think Elkhart Memorial can get to the outside.
Correct.
Which allows us to bring more pressure to the middle.
Bring more pressure to the middle, and that's what they were able to do. And as you can see, Memorial could not get to the outside whatsoever. I think that's why they're able to get some yards up the middle, because they're just kind of crashing everything down the side and kind of pushing them, giving up those 1 or 2 yards because they know not going to get the big plays.
Brownlee just kind of ponied up in the backyard, was looking for a hole. There was nothing there. Still managed to get 2 yards on the play and set up a 2nd and 8 for the Blazers.
Elkhart Memorial Administration would like to wish all of our fall sports good luck this season. Through the era of Memorial Athletics will come to an end this year. The proud tradition of success and competitive greatness will live on, highlighted by Memorial's 257 team championships in conference, sectional, regional, semi-state, and 2 state runner-up finishes in volleyball and 1 state championship in unified track. In addition, they have 19 individual state championships and 1 IHSA Mental Attitude Award winner. Go Chargers!
I know they're still very fired up about that unified track team, able to win the state title a couple of years ago and had a very good season last year. And what a nice addition that is really to any school, to allow those who have perhaps a few more difficulties in life, physically and mentally, to compete with those who are blessed with some athletic ability.
And a lot of those with the unified track, you get kids from other sports as well as doing those. When I was coaching baseball at Bremen, some of my baseball players actually participated in the unified track, and we were able to get them away from baseball to able to participate in those things.
5-yard penalty against the Blazers for a false start. Sets up a 2nd and 13 for Isaiah Chandler and company. And it's Chandler looking to throw. There's Mark Brownlee in the flat. There's a lot of gold jerseys, and he runs away from them. Brownlee puts on a move. Brownlee down the sidelines to the 3. Well, spotted at the 2, a 31-yard pickup, which puts him well over 200 tonight.
I know Brownlee did a lot of work on that play. It looked like he actually stepped out about the 12. But I want to go back to some of those blocks that were made on that play. Some great jobs once he got that screen pass of really setting it up, getting some blocks, him cutting back, And once he cut back, some of those guys on the backside didn't stop blocking, and they made up for it when he came across on the cutback.
So it's 1st and goal from the 2 for Central. Already up by 3 scores. Brownlee gets the handoff here, finds the end zone for the 4th time tonight. Touchdown Elkhart Central, sponsored by Fortidor. .219 for the Blazer running back tonight. And again, he gave Matt Kowalski a little scare down there in the end zone. Here's how it looked from Kowalski camp. Whoa, he took a hit. Matty, tell me you're all right down there.
Yeah, he's looking at his leg a little bit, limping just a tad, shaking his foot upside down. Might need to get a trainer down there for Matt.
Elijah Harris's kick is up, and it is no good. The first time he's missed in his career, either at the JV or varsity level. But that is the lone flaw for the Blazers tonight, who now lead at 41-14 with 10:17 left.
The Blue Gate Theater welcomes Duck Dynasty's Sadie Robertson with musical guest Holland Saturday, September 7th at 8 p.m. Sadie Robertson is a speaker, influencer, media personality, and New York Times best-selling author of Live Fearless. Theater and dinner packages are available, and for tickets and info, visit thebluegate.com. That's www.thebluegate.com.
Mark Brownlee slapping hands with his linemen down there on the sidelines. And let's give a tip of the cap to that Blazer offensive line. Jacob Summer, Corey Warlick, Saya Davis, Sean Holman, and Jonathan Decker have opened up some pretty nice holes for Mr. Brownlee tonight.
Yeah, they definitely have. I mean, you can tell they're a veteran crew coming back, got some experience, understand. And then that last screen pass that they didn't stop blocking, because they know that they have a running back, the caliber of Mark Brownlee, that you have to keep blocking, because you never know when he's going to cut back and make a cut here or there, and you have to sustain that block, because it can turn into a big play like it just did.
So Brian Ramirez is out to kick once again as Mr. B, with the corkscrew nose, looks on from the sidelines. Ramirez puts the boot to it. Spinning kick will be into the end zone for the touchback, and it'll be 1st and 10 at the 20 for Elkhart Memorial. Rice Field has been here, Bo, since 1923. They built this facility.
This turf and everything?
No,
Okay.
The turf is only about 3 years old, but they built this facility in 23. Elkhart won the mythical state championship in 24. They've had 4 state football champions here, none since 1970. But the interesting factoid I learned about Rice Field last night, and I think you'll appreciate this given your fandom. In 1950, the Green Bay Packers played an intra-squad game here. Just to break up the monotony of training camp, they drove down to Elkhart and played here at Rice Field on a Friday night before the high school football season started.
What a great way for the fans to come out, see something like that. And the tradition that you have here at Rice Field is just almost unparalleled here in northern Indiana.
Braden Weston carries for a 1st down for Elkhart Memorial. It's sponsored by Pulse Gas and Convenience in Elkhart. And Weston has been a welcome addition to the backfield here tonight. He is the 2nd leading ground gainer for the Chargers.
A couple of the older school fields like this and school field as well, and you look at both of them going to the turf. New fields that have been around for ages, and now they're updating, they're getting the turf, they're getting, and they're getting the turnouts like this and the fan and the crowds that they're having here.
And because you have the turf, you can do more things with your field as Weston is shut down. I was having this conversation with Craig Kaler, the Concord coach. Now, they don't have turf. And I was teasing him. I said, you're going to it eventually. If for no other reason than your band.
Yeah.
Because the band uses the field. They use this for middle school. Shoot, they use it for grade school now. But you can use it, whereas if you have grass, the field gets destroyed by mid-September.
Oh, yeah, all the other sports. And then you look at baseball. Baseball is able to come out here on a field like this as well in the spring because they ain't allowed to get on their baseball field because of the ice and the snow that they have normally during that season as well.
Tyler Lehner takes a shot to the face mask there as he is tackled. And I believe that's what's going to be the call here as the flag comes in.
For 60 years, Imagineering Finishing Technologies has been the industry knowledge source for metal finishing solutions, setting the standard for industries including automotive, aerospace, medical, as well as the military and defense. Reach us at iftworldwide.com. Over the past 60 years, IFT has earned national accreditation and worldwide respect. Like tonight's game, it's the finish that matters.
I thought it was a hand to the face on Lehner. It was the flag that hit Lehner in the face. Poor Tyler's had a heck of a night. It is a 15-yard personal foul against Elkhart Central, and it'll give Memorial 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. Take another look. Watch here, Bo. Here comes the flag from the umpire. Boom!
Right in.
Right in the face mask.
Stuck in there. First down, sponsored by Thor Industries.
Actually sponsored by Pulse Gas and Convenience in Elkhart.
Memorials, yes.
Tyron Mason makes the catch over on the sideline after a pickup of 4. That's just his second grab of the night.
Speaking of Thor Industries, they're excited to see the school spirit displayed by Central and Memorial in tonight's Mangy Lion game. That school spirit under the Friday night lights extends to our Thor team. Build a great future right here in Elkhart in one of Thor's excellent career opportunities. Go to thorindustries.com to get started right now.
41-14 Elkhart Central with 8:35 left. Memorial will go to Concord next Friday night, take on the Minutemen. The Blue Blazers will be in the land of Goshen to take on the Red Hawks. An official's timeout called. We'll take one as well. 8:25 to go in the fourth quarter. Central leads Memorial 41-14 on 46. This edition of the TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Bill's Heating. They've been keeping families and businesses comfortable since 1951. Mr. B, the corkscrew nose caricature, drawn by an art teacher who did not want to create the school mascot, so he drew the most hideous creature he could think of. Well, you know what? The students loved it, and they adopted him as the mascot. He too shall be retired when Elkhart becomes one school because they have decided to call the new school mascot the Lions, based on the Mangy Lion.
Is that what? I thought it was after Bremen Lions. It's not?
Well, that will be the second Lions in the NIC. The colors will be that blue and royal, or that blue and yellow that you see out there on the field as Lehner takes another sack. A loss of 6 on the play. Sean Holman in to do the damage that time.
What a great thing they did a few years ago when they put this turf in was they planned ahead. Instead of having to change out the turf, they went ahead and went with the new, even though it was still kind of in the works and still not really set in stone, they went ahead and put the colors here on the AstroTurf, or the new school colors for Elkhart School.
And this will be the football facility for Elkhart High School, even though the main part of the high school will be out where the Elkhart Memorial campus is. 3rd and 11. Lehner rolls out, and unfortunately for him, there's Blazer bodies there. They strip him of the ball, and Drew Steinach's got it at the 30. Steinach on the fumble recovery, and Lehner has taken a beating here in the second half.
Well, for all the talk about this Central offense, man, this defense has come alive. Oh, you can see,
Rodney McGraw again.
McGraw coming in again from the backside, never giving up, never stopping, hustling all the way through that play, getting the strip sack again, the second one of the night.
This is the best I've seen Rodney McGraw play, and he had a terrific summer at all these camps and showcases that people go to, which you know a lot more about than I do. But I asked Josh Shattuck this week, well, why is it that Rodney McGraw is getting such attention as the Blazers kind of go to some backups here? Steinach on the carry, lost the football. It's recovered by Elkhart Central. And Stymack will be charged with a loss of 2. But I asked Josh Shattuck, why are the college scouts so high on Rodney McGraw? He goes, well, you have to understand that the college game is more of a passing game. So there is a greater value placed on a pass rushing defensive end than what you might have in high school. Rodney McGraw, okay, he's got 3 sacks tonight. You're not going to have that every game. There's some schools that aren't going to throw it that much.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen schools that don't throw that much all year.
Right. So, but at the college level, there's a whole different value placed on a pass rushing defensive end, and you can see the value that he would have to a college team.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Not only that is size, his strength, his length that he has, his ability, his athletic ability, able to maybe hurdle somebody or jump over somebody at this level. You know, you can see that developing at the next level. And he hasn't even reached close to his potential. Trust me, when he gets to college, the weight program, the diet program, everything is going to, he's going to put on 20 pounds of muscle and drop his body fat by probably 5 to 8% in his first year.
Well, that's the thing. He put on 30 pounds in the offseason. So he's 6'6", 235 now. You can look at his frame and certainly project another 50 pounds on it and not expect him to lose that step. As Chandler throws down the field, it's incomplete. He was looking for Roderick Ballard.
Save the date, June 13th, 2020. That's the Elkhart Education Foundation Fan Fest. They'll raise money for every Elkhart High School varsity athlete in the 2020-2021 school year. On June 13th, participate in a sports memorabilia auction, rub elbows with Elkhart's athletic legends, get a sneak peek at the future of Elkhart High School athletics, and more. Visit onecityonemission.org/FanFest to get involved.
Now here's something interesting. The Blazers going to line up for a field goal with Brian Ramirez, and he's going to try one from 52 yards away. Cameron Wiltfong, the holder, they didn't get the hold down, and now Wiltfong in trouble. Ramirez wants no part of it, and Wiltfong just heaves it down the field, incomplete.
I don't know if we have a complete replay of that, but the holder set up on the wrong side and then switched real fast. So right from the start, that play right there was doomed.
6:01 to go, 41-14 Central on 46. This edition of the TV46 High School Football Game of the Week is being brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association, partnering with TV46 for 30 years. Chuck Fraby and Bo Hunt with you tonight from Rice Field, 41-14, Elkhart Central on top of Elkhart Memorial. Some other scores, Riley and New Haven tied at 21 going to the 4th. Michigan City with a 41-7 lead on Griffith. As you see the quarterback for the Elkhart Memorial Crimson Chargers, Tyler Lehner, scrambling his way up the field for about 14 yards and a first down, sponsored by Pulse Gas and Convenience in Elkhart.
At Sanders and Pianowski Professional Services, their clients is their first and compelling priority. The firm of Sanders and Pianowski want to take the time to wish both teams well in tonight's game. Serving the Elkhart community for decades and decades yet to come, Sanders and Pianowski on the Riverwalk in downtown Elkhart.
Lehner from the 49 keeps it himself again, and the big fellow rumbles up the field for about 5 yards. Tyler Lehner, very optimistic and positive young man, editor-in-chief of the school newspaper, the Genesis at Elkhart Memorial High School. He too participated on that unified track team for Elkhart Memorial, and I think appears more mobile tonight, although again has had problems here in the second half. Lehner throws here out in the flat, and the Chargers get their first passing first down of the night with the completion out to Junior Estrada.
It's a great catch by Estrada. Really went down to get that ball, picked it just off the ground. Good hands on that play.
About a 7-yard pickup on that play for Estrada on his first catch of the night. From the 39, as you see the clock on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Lehner throws out in the flat. This time it's Tyron Mason making the catch. Mason with about a pickup of 7. And you get the feeling the Blazers have called off the dogs a little bit
Yeah,
here
it looks
on
like
the pass
that.
rush.
You can see they're subbing guys in and out now, bringing in some backup guys as well. Now they're bringing some starters back in. Don't want to give up that next score. Always on defense, regardless of score, regardless of how late. Defensively, you never want to give up any more scores than you have to.
Lehner again throws. Nice grab that time. Was it a catch? It is for Junior Estrada. And we've got a whistle and a man down in the Charger backfield.
Yeah, flag on the play as well. Holding, coming back.
So that nullifies the first down completion. Unfortunately, it doesn't nullify the injury to the Charger player. Trying to pick up a number, but can't quite right now.
McDonald Physical Therapy understands that you need less pain, more movement, and better health. They offer the area's top physical therapists and the most up-to-date technology, water therapy, and other cutting-edge treatments. To make sure you get the high-quality care you deserve, visit McDonald Physical Therapy, and they're a proud supporter of high school sports and wishes all the athletes in tonight's game the best of luck.
They are still tending to the injured Memorial player, which gives us a chance to remind you next week on Friday night we'll show a high school doubleheader. We've never done this before. On a Friday night, we'll show you the Thursday game, the season opener for the defending state champion Edwardsburg Eddies as they play host to their Cass County rivals, the Dowagiac Chieftains. You'll see that Friday night at 8 and again Saturday morning at 11:30. What runs in our normal time slot? Pretty good one. Bishop, Chittard, and Northwood. The last time they played, the 2005 state finals, Northwood State Championship under Rich Dodson. Now Chittard, the Trojans, come up here with some D1 talent of their own, taking on Northwood. That'll be the Friday night at 11, Saturday morning at 9. You can watch both of those games on our 46 Live Facebook stream, which a lot of you have done tonight. Last time I took a peek on there, there's over 400 views.
Wow, what a great turnout. I know a lot of people wanted to see this game that couldn't make it here tonight. And what a great turnout, what a great show of support from both sides. And again, coming together as one community. They got one goal next year, and that's to be one city.
Lehner to Estrada for 33 yards and a first down. Junior Estrada having a strong fourth quarter here as he makes the grab from Tyler Lehner, and the Chargers with their deepest field penetration here in the second half. Estrada got behind the defensive back and took it all the way down to the 11. Tight end a little slow getting off the field for Memorial, and he did not make it. Did the Chargers use a timeout there, or did they throw the flag? They threw the flag because Zach Rome did not get off the field in time. Now, let's face it, it's not going to make a difference in the outcome of this game, but that's one of those fixable errors by coaches between week 1 and week 2.
Yeah, first game of the year, things like that kind of happen. As a quarterback, I know you're trying to hurry to get a score in, but you got to see that and wait, let that guy get off the field.
Take a look at Tyler Lehner and Braden Weston in that Memorial backfield. Lehner rolls right, throws in the flat, has his man, that's Danye Higgins, and Higgins takes it inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. We've done this game now for the third straight year, and I do this at about this time every time we do this game. Here's a reminder to those people from the city of Elkhart still watching. There are games played in weeks 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 of the regular season. Do your team a favor and keep showing up.
Yeah, we do this game. We've done the basketball game at the beginning of the year as well versus Memorial Central. Great turnouts we have those first weeks, but then we here weeks 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to week 9 in the playoffs. The turnouts just aren't there. Show these kids your support, the hard work that goes in the 6, 7, 8 months that they've prepared for this season.
Braden Weston with a first down, sponsored by Pulse Gas and Convenience in Elkhart. The handoff to Weston, right side. Touchdown, Elkhart Memorial. Braden Weston punches it in from 2 yards out. And the senior running back with his first TD of 2019 puts the Chargers on the board.
The third score for Memorial tonight, sponsored by 4T Door. Great job of finding the hole, following his blocks, right in. Great job on this last drive. That's the momentum that Memorial wanted to see in this game. They weren't able to get it earlier, but they really got some momentum, really sustained that drive. And I think that's something that Scott Shaw and these guys, these Memorial team can really build off of.
Christian Santiago's extra point is up and good, and it is now a 41-21 Elkhart Central lead.
As the largest RV manufacturer in the world, Thor Industries is proud to call the Elkhart area home. While you cheer on the Blue Blazers and the Chargers tonight, know that Thor is your biggest fan. We have a spot for you on our starting team. Visit thorindustries.com to find a great career.
So with 2:56 to go in this one, Elkhart Central appears poised to take the Mangy line for the 28th time in this series. And what will become of Mangy? Well, I imagine when the two schools unify, they'll just be there looking over things, but there won't be a trophy up for grabs anymore, will it? Unless they decide to do that with somebody else. I mean, I do know that the new Elkhart High School will play its first game against Concord next year over at Jacowiak Field.
And that's pretty much a crosstown rival in that sense as well, and that would be probably a good matchup year in and year out.
But will Concord want to play for the trophy that Memorial and Central played for?
Yeah.
Will people want that to happen? I don't know that that's the case. Onside kick attempt here by Memorial, still loose out on the field. Let's see who came up with it. It looks like Central did, based on the lack of reaction from Memorial, and indeed the Blazers have it.
And of course, the conference that the new Elkhart school will be in will be the NIC.
Right.
They will not be in the NLC, which Mishawaka leaves the NIC to go to the NLC to take the place of Memorial in that spot.
I believe it was the great Bob Dillon who told us the times they are changing.
Yep.
And change is coming. Certainly in both the NIC, the NLC, and Elkhart and Mishawaka in terms of
and a lot of people thought maybe with the change of Mishawaka leaving and the new Elkhart school coming over that maybe Central or Elkhart High School and Penn and maybe a couple other bigger schools like Warsaw would maybe get their own conference as well and have those bigger schools with their own conference.
Nothing says it's going to stay like it's going to be in 2020 forever.
Who would have thought Bremen and Jimtown would be in the NIC along with Glenn and New Prairie?
Absolutely. So new faces in the game. Cameron Wiltfawn in at quarterback for Elkhart Central. He hands it off here to Dominic Russo, a 5'10", 175-pound junior. And the Blazers getting some new linemen out on the field as well. And these linemen can come out knowing that they've done a good job tonight. Bo Hunt will head down to the field. He'll be talking to our 46th player of the game on our post-game show tonight. And so we'll take you through the final 2:10 of this one. The handoff to Russo again. He's met by a bevy of Chargers. Nathan Sabas leading the charge there, along with number 74, Zaris Dillon. So it'll be 3rd and 13 for Elkhart Central, but the Blue Blazers accomplishing one of their 3 goals this year. Josh Shattuck told me this week they wanted a city championship, a conference championship, and a sectional championship. Well, mission 1 is accomplished for the boys in blue and white. They will have the city title, defeating their rivals, the Memorial Crimson Chargers, tonight. Handoff up the middle. Not much running room there for Cameron Wiltfawn, the quarterback. It'll be 4th down, and the punting unit will come on out to the field. Looks like Brian Ramirez will go out there to punt it away again. So many great moments in this series over the years. Central dominated in the 80s and 90s, and then Elkhart Memorial kind of got the upper hand when Phil Teagarden was the coach of the Crimson Chargers. Had it going pretty well in the early part of the 2000s, but this will be the third straight Blue Blazer victory in the series as that ball rolls inside the 10 all the way down to the 5-yard line. Another good job by the Blazer specialists tonight with 31 seconds left in this one. As we mentioned, Elkhart Central goes to Goshen next week. They'll try to go to 2-0 against a Red Hawk team that was struggling with Fairfield tonight. Elkhart Memorial will go venture to Concord to begin Northern Lakes Conference play. Have not heard how the Minutemen were doing against St. Joe this evening. So 1st and 10 from the 5. Looks like the Chargers have put in a new quarterback as well. This is Matt Klein in the game right now to take the last snap of this one. Klein will hand it off up the middle. Nothing doing there as the Blazer defensive line led by Reggie Tyson comes in to make the hit. Jake Smith was also in there. Jake, there'll be no more feeding tonight because I'm not sure there'll be any more snapping going on in this one. The ball is set. Chargers don't have to snap it and probably will not. The handshakes have begun here at Rice Field as Elkhart Central keeps control of the mangy Lion with a 41-21 triumph over their rivals Elkhart Memorial. When we come back, we'll have the Reshcore postgame show with all of our features, including our electrifying play of the game and our player of the game. It all comes your way next on the TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week.
Thanks for watching the WHME TV 46 High School Game of the Week, brought to you by
It's a happy group of Blue Blazers here at Rice Field as they have seen their team go to 1-0 on the year with a 41-21 victory over Elkhart Memorial. And more important for the Elkhart Central faithful, they have kept the mangy Lion at 1 Blazer Boulevard. Chuck Freeby high atop the fray. It's time now to meet our IU South Bend fulfilling the promise player of the game. He's down on the field, and so too is Bo Hunt.
We're standing by with our player of the game, Mr. Brownlee. I tell you what a fantastic night tonight you had. Over 200 yards, couple touchdowns. Just talk about this victory tonight.
It's the last one. We had to go out with a breeze. Man, I'm happy we made history, man. Last one.
The memories that you guys made here tonight are going to last forever. And just talk about what you guys have prepared for this whole offseason leading up to this game.
Coach prepared us a lot, and we ready for this game. We, at first we weren't. Then we came to this game, we got prepared, just got on our mind. He talked to us, and we got ready.
You guys have such a great offense, but I tell you what, your defense really came to play tonight as well.
Yes, sir. I love our defense, man. They help us plays. They help us really. On the fumble, on the, I think, interception, I don't remember, but they helped us out a lot, man.
Last year you had 4 games where you guys lost by 3 points or less. A lot of people have you guys going a long ways this year and have a really good record. Just thoughts on the rest of the season coming up this year.
I just pray we have success along down the road, because I'm ready.
There you have it. You guys ready to go? Good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Bo. And Mark Brownlee giving credit to that defense. Why wouldn't you? They had the electrifying play of the game in the second half. The real backbreaker of this one probably felt literally like a backbreaker to Memorial quarterback Tyler Lehner as Rodney McGraw pops him from behind. Jonathan Decker picks up the loose change and takes it all the way to the end zone. And the Blazers would lead at 35-14 at that point and go on to a 41-21 21 triumph. So the defense coming up with our Electrical Workers Local 153 play of the game. And there you see Rodney McGraw getting well wishes from many of the Blazer faithful, and why wouldn't he? He had 3 big hits on defense tonight. So Elkhart Central goes to 1-0 on the year. The Blue Blazers will go over to Goshen next week. Elkhart Memorial falls to 0-1 there at Concord. And we've got doubleheader action for you next week. We get to see the defending state champions in the state of Michigan, the Edwardsburg Eddies, open up their season against Dowagiac, and then see how Northwood does, a team that's ranked in Class 4A, against the Bishop Chatard team that always has a tremendous amount of talent coming up from Indianapolis. We do hope you'll join us then. Our thanks to our friends at The Vine for streaming us on Facebook tonight, and our thanks to our TV46 crew, the usual suspects, joined by some newcomers. David Persinski is first game working on audio for us tonight, and hopefully my man Matt Kowalski down there on the field didn't get battered around too much, taking a couple of hits working the field cam. Ken Cromlick joining us in the crew tonight as well. Adam Roshka, Jed Duvik, some new people. Glad to have them on board and glad to have you on board as well. So let me remind you one more time. Next Friday night at 8, it's Edwardsburg and Dowagiac. And then Friday night at 11, it's a high school doubleheader. We'll have Bishop Chatard taking on Northwood. But here from Rice Field, for my Hall of Fame partner, Bo Hunt, it's Chuck Fraby. Once again, the final, Elkhart Central 41, Elkhart Memorial 21. So long from the banks of the Elkhart River.